We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 103 of the Toys for Games podcast. But more importantly, we're here to celebrate our 2-year anniversary. That's right. 2 years ago on this very day, episode 1 of the Toys for Games podcast was recorded and released. Here we are 2 years later. And what better way to celebrate a 2-year birthday than to do an award show? Make some people's day. Right, Jason?
Indeed. How are we doing tonight?
Doing great. I am one of your hosts, as always, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who's monitoring the technical side of this whole broadcast here, Jason Greer. And
Hello.
Welcoming back to the show, it's been approximately 1 year since he's been on this podcast.
That's about right.
I was thinking, is that true? I think it probably
I think
is.
it's true. Yeah.
Pretty sure he's been in the woods, as you could tell by the facial here, the mustache.
Yes.
You
Literally.
grew some hair back. Vince, welcome back.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. Celebrating these awards. It's great.
That's right. The unpaid intern, the man who was crucial to making sure that we got through our first year without crashing and burning. And then, like a proud mama bird, you kind of just let us just fly off on our own.
Yep.
But, it's
Yeah,
the holidays. We came back to mama. We had to check in and say hi.
Mama missed you. Mama missed you.
So for anybody that does not already know, I don't know how you missed this, but this is the second annual Toys for Games award show. We have tons of categories. We're going to be giving out awards all night. We're not going to have our normal typical show as we normally would. We're going to have some fun. We have some surprises. I mean, Vince, he's surprise number one.
Off to a good start already.
Always.
Yeah. I mean, it's only downhill from here. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that was it. That was the main surprise.
Yeah. We peaked.
It's all
so
dollar
Jason,
store toys from here on out.
Yeah.
I love the
Do you have any surprises to start out?
I do.
Okay.
So, I do want to say this is a special gift that we got tonight. I'm excited to show off. We got it by Grizzly Knox. Send it to us this week to Josh and I. This is none other than a strawberry award. Look how cool this thing is. It's
cool.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, so it looks pretty sweet. So again, thank you to Grizzly Knox for this amazing strawberry award. So this is pretty fantastic. It's really well done. I'm not very good at these things, so
I got one too. Mine's downstairs. So definitely thank you to him for this. It's a nice little memento to celebrate 2 years of doing this stupid show. So
good job. Put it up here without dying.
Yeah,
He's gonna die.
right next to Matt's favorite trophy that he'll never have.
Hey Matt, remember that time I had one of those?
Hey Jason, remember the time I asked you if I could drink out of it?
Yeah, well, everybody wants to drink out of it.
Everyone has a dream.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. So thank you, Grizzly Knox, for that. That was very cool. Speaking of awards, though, I have a surprise.
Oh, yeah?
This has only been seen by Jason. Last year, we talked about doing some sort of trophy.
And Amy's mom. I showed her about dinner tonight.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, if Amy's mom's in the chat room, let's not spoil it here in the next 2 seconds. But last year we talked about doing some sort of a actual physical award, some sort of trophy for the winners. It just never happened. Things went, it got ridiculous busy for us immediately after the award show last year. We had PAX East and, long story short, didn't get around to it. This year is different. This year we have actually some trophies. These are handcrafted, handmade awards that are going to be given to the winners tonight.
Bam, look at that thing. It's so good. Sorry.
That's right. That is the official Toys for Game award. Look at that thing. Look at that glitter. Look at that gold. Look at that shine.
That's beautiful.
That's right. Each winner will be receiving one of these handcrafted, hand-painted, specifically designed things for being so amazing. So I got plenty of those to give away tonight. We have plenty of categories to get to, plenty of winners to announce, plenty of losers to console. I could think of at least one or two that we'll need a box of Kleenex or two. Where should we get started? Are you ready to start, Jason? Are you ready to do this?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to make sure I don't have anything else that I need to make sure we got. I think we got everything in good position. So
okay,
I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're ready.
Okay. I like this. Well, before we actually get started with the awards and the categories, several weeks ago, a listener of ours, you may know him as Atari Alex, submitted in an email a hypothetical future for us, thinking the future of Jason and Josh and the Toys for Games brand. We loved it so much, we decided to turn it into a contest for tonight's episode. We asked people to write in their hypothetical futures. We are going to read them throughout the show. At the very end, we will select a winner based on humor, based on entertainment value. We might even let Vince be the deciding factor here.
I'll say I don't think I fully briefed him onto this. So.
Okay, so this is brand new for Vince. Perfect. Yes. The best part about it, though, is I'm not going to tell you who wrote each one. So there will be no bias, no influence as to who submitted them until the end. At the end, we'll give a rundown of everybody that submitted them and whatnot. So throughout the night, we're going to be reading them. But I want to start out to kind of remind people how this all started. This was the original hypothetical future. Again, this was submitted by Atari Alex a few weeks ago. It said, the year is 2026. Josh is supreme mugwump of the International Harry Potter Fan Club and still manages to host 86 podcasts. Jason sold the Inquirer sites for massive profits, and after a series of smart investments in strawberry farms to increase his fortune, is now the owner of the 76ers. He and Amy have been married for 8 years and recently had triplets. Shopkins Inquirer is in the 6th year as President of the United States and somehow has managed to remain anonymous. It is now federal law that every day be recognized as Matt Sonnenberg's birthday. The Nintendo Switch has become the most popular video game console ever made, and 75% of the global population owns one, launching Nintendo to become the largest media and entertainment conglomerate in the history of mankind. Using their immense capital, they purchased all Toys to Life brands, including Infinite Arms. All toys are now made with NFC chips, and anything without one is considered pointless. So, that is the first hypothetical future we received. That is what sparked this competition. Like I said, we're going to be reading them throughout the night. But I just wanted to give somebody out there that may have missed it a little background as to what we're doing and why we decided to include it into this show. Because as we celebrate 2 years, what better way than to think about our future, right?
It's true. Now, I do want to say something, though. Because Colin Wheeler is in the chat.
Yeah.
Talking trash on the Sixers. Okay?
Sure.
Now, I mean, I'm a numbers guy.
Okay.
So I just want to throw this out there. In the month of November, 76ers were ranked 30th in the league in defense. Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Good stat.
In December, they're the 18th ranked team in defense. Okay. It's okay.
Improving.
It's okay.
Middle of the road.
NBA playoffs a joke. You just have to not suck and get in there.
Right.
But
nobody plays hard in December anyway.
Right. In January, Sixers so far are the second ranked defense in the league.
Wow.
Won 7 of 9. In the last 10, I think they have the best record in the NBA right now. It's almost Ben Simmons time. Embiid's going to be an all-star. They're ready to go. I bought tickets for next Friday night's game. And it was normally $15 is what I paid for before I went crazy. Now they're winning all the time. Right. Cheapest tickets are like $90,
Let me just say this, Jason. You're a Philadelphia sports fan, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know how this is going to end, right?
That doesn't matter.
You've been down this road.
At least we're not Cleveland.
Defending NBA champions, no big deal.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get started with the awards then, if you don't mind. We are going to knock out the one award first off that was not the most positive award we could give out, but it seemed disingenuous to not acknowledge this in some way, shape, or form. We are going to give the award, if you want to call it that, for the biggest disappointment of the year. Jason, what were the nominees?
They were. Now, again, I had it up.
Sure.
And then, something happened, and I took it down.
Right.
So this is our annual that we have, like, every time where it's kind of, like, ramble and stuff and act like I know what I'm doing.
Sure. You were also looking up 76er stats, so, I mean...
No, that one I have memorized.
He knew
that one's flat memorized, man. Okay, let's see here. All right.
This is pretty
Disappointment of the year. There was Infinite Arms,
Mm-hmm.
Skylanders Battlecast,
Mm-hmm.
several Lego Dimensions bugs. Several could be, put up for argument. Amiibo lost its hype.
Yep.
And finally, Disney's Playmation.
All solid contenders for disappointment of the year, unfortunately.
It's a close poll. It's a close poll.
Yeah, the fan vote, which, of course, for anybody out there curious as to how this went down, we gave 1/3 of the vote to you guys out there, the fans, the audience. So the majority vote, as far as the listeners are concerned, only factored into 1/3 of the total vote, which went into deciding the winners and losers of these awards. So the fan vote went to Skylanders Battlecast with 36% of the votes. But who won or lost? Disappointment of the year.
So as always, we have our official MC here, the accounting firm of Vince.
Yes, there's three of us.
Tabulated
It's all me.
the results, and let's see. He's got the winner in here or loser, however we want to describe this. And here we go.
The
First
winner
award
and/or loser of Disappointment of the Year goes to. I hope I can get these cards. Skylanders Battlecast. I can't see the camera.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
I mean, this was kind of a hard category to decide. Everybody should know how excited we were for Infinite Arms.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
What?
Oh, sorry.
Hello?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The other video started playing, and I got really distracted because I heard myself talk. We were excited about Infinite Arms, but it kind of was a flash in the pan and then just fizzled out with nothing. We don't know how much substance there was behind it to begin with, so calling it disappointment of the year was a little tough. But I think that was kind of our runner-up, though, overall. Skylanders Battlecast, though, so much potential. So much wasted potential. Jason, just leave the podcast?
Yeah, I think he just he's not satisfied with
Trying to find a prop.
with that
Okay.
decision. So he just left. He's boycotting.
Sure.
It's my show
mean,
now.
welcome to show, Vince. There was so much media, so much marketing behind Skylanders Battlecast. They were put in cereal, they were put in kid cuisines, they were included in last year's Skylanders game as a way to start hyping up the card game. Once it came out, they were really cool, and then everyone realized that there wasn't much to do with them.
So you know everything's fine. Everything's fine. I spilled my soda. Everything's fine.
Nothing.
Wow.
This is the greatest character since
Everything's fine.
Battlecast.
Everything's fine. Anyways,
live
so,
broadcast.
welcome to the Toy for Games Awards. If you've never been here before,
We have
fine.
Chaos Night.
officially gone into the side of a mountain 15 minutes in.
There's nowhere to go but up from here.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Skylanders Battlecast.
Yeah.
Like we said, it was solid. They hyped it up without even saying what it was because we got those stickers with the figures.
People say disappointment of the year for 2017 goes to spilled soda.
That's fair. That's fair.
It was good soda. Nice and fresh.
We're off to a solid start. It's been a good 2 years here at Toys for Games. Solid way to end up our run here.
Brought to you by Bounty Paper Towels.
We are not sponsored.
Not yet.
They but
People are wondering if this is why the Oscars have a 5-second delay. This is way more than a 5-second delay would ever allow for.
Fine, it's fine. But
Great, because he's the only one with a wireless headset.
Right.
I don't
People
have
are
to do it.
suggesting if you had drank out of the Chaos Trophy, this wouldn't have happened.
See, and they call
Here's-
me
okay.
crazy.
But no, anyways, seriously though. But Battlecat, yeah, I mean, they could have done so much more with it. They could have integrated it into the game. They didn't really do anything with it. And it was like being so developed until it came out. The day it came out, they stopped talking about it.
Right.
You know? So,
Yeah.
like, they didn't even try.
They didn't try.
They kept putting out those, like, weird combination things on Twitter. I don't really understand that.
Yeah.
But it was, like, a bunch of confusion. Like, nobody really knew like, what was what, and...
They forgot to market it once it came out.
Right.
It was interesting. But you know,
yeah.
I don't want to spend all night talking about the disappointment of the year that is Skylanders Battlecast. Everybody knows how disappointed we were because we were so excited for it. I think a lot of the community was excited for it as well. It didn't pan out. It was there. They had every potential to do something really cool with it, and it just didn't happen. So unfortunately, we have to award the disappointment of the year for 2016 to Skylanders Battlecast.
If you want to finish your collection, though, the next 2 days, Friday and Saturday at Best Buy,
yeah,
you can get all booster packs and battle packs for 99 cents a piece.
Sounds
Which
like
is
I should
what?
start collecting.
81 cents with Gamers Club Unlocked or something like that.
80 cents, yeah.
Yeah. So that just goes to show how far they have fallen. So
The prop I was trying to find was I still have a booster box of 36 packs I haven't opened yet.
wow. I mean, you still have a Christmas tree up, to be fair, so it shouldn't surprise me too much.
His tree is wonderful.
Yeah, I bet it is. Regardless, though, we're going to try to move on here.
Everything's fine.
For the people watching this broadcast, this is something special. I fear for the audio only people listening to this on podcast services. Once this goes live, they're going to be very confused as to what's going on. It's just how.
It was a full glass too.
Of course.
Just
What did you put?
I put the
And now
glass.
you're gonna be
it's
parched halfway
and
through
it's
the show.
empty now. It's gone. It's all gone.
You're going to be thirsty. You're going to have to
Okay.
get up later.
He's
We're
just
going to have to
gonna get
cut
up
to a
now.
break. We just need a musical interlude. Is he going to go refill?
Yeah, this is our first intermission. We're gonna have 6 during the entire podcast. We're gonna break all momentum. It's gonna be great.
Just throw this away. This is Toys for Games at its best, Vince. This is
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Everything's fine.
I'm gonna get him a sippy cup.
He'll find a way to spill.
All right.
All right,
We're
we're back on track here.
Yes.
All right, let's get to some actual happy awards here, right?
Amy texted me saying I'm a hot mess.
Well, if you didn't hear from her the rest of the night, I would be more concerned.
Well,
Yeah,
she knows she's getting it too.
yeah, she does, and this is just kind of reminding her in more ways than you could possibly imagine. We're going to move on. We are going to give out an award here. We are going to move on to the category for the best subscription box of the year. As everybody knows, we are big fans of subscription boxes. I think you and I both kind of fell off the wagon a little bit towards the end of the year, but there's a lot of people in our community that still gets them monthly. I know our friend Atari Alex, he does Periscopes every time he gets them and opens them and reviews them and whatnot. So there are plenty of people out there in our community that still do the subscription boxes. So it seemed fitting that we still include this category, despite the fact we haven't done a collector's edition of this show in many, many moons, Jason. Many moons.
I have a plan.
All right. So the subscription box of the year, do we have the nominees, please?
Yes, subscription box of the year is Disney Tsum Tsum box, Collector Corpse, said it on purpose, did it on purpose, Smuggler's Bounty, Legion of Collectors, and Blue Apron. Before we continue,
The Dark Horse.
again, behind the scenes thing, Meebo Jason's saying I'm looking very sexy tonight, so thank you,
Well,
Jason number 2.
you
I
are.
appreciate it.
I mean, he's cuter in person. I mean, you dress up nice. You clean up
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
Hot mess.
All right, so yes,
Still works.
Ready to go. 5 nominees. See what we got here, Vince.
And the award for subscription box of the year goes to...
It's a tight envelope.
It's a tight envelope. Disney Tsum Tsum.
Disney Tsum Tsum. There you go.
Just
Lights.
lighting
Yay.
it up.
Congratulations. This was the winner of the popular vote by the community. And we decided that because the subscription boxes at this point probably mean more to the community than it does to us personally, we decided to keep the vote strictly for the community. And that's what won, which was kind of surprising. I didn't think either one of us saw this coming.
Yeah, it was a big... I mean, I honestly had no idea who I was going to vote for. Again, like we said, as far as we soured on a little bit, it's one of those things that you would think we kept saying, like, oh, competition's going to be great, it's going to be great, but nobody really took advantage of it.
Right.
You know? So, but it was good. And again, we were talking about this. I think it's going to be better even next year. The new subscription box is available now for ordering now. Looks like it's even going to be better.
Excuse me,
So,
I'm gonna go order that.
Yeah. So it's a good way to go. I was shocked how well Blue Apron did. I got third in the popular vote with 20%. Now this is when I was going to say, as far as my vote, I almost would have voted for Blue Apron because of the fact that although it was expensive, everything like that, it did, like, I learned a lot from the cooking stuff. I learned what I liked, what I didn't like. It was pretty good. And Vince came over a couple times, had the meals. Like, we didn't have, like, a bad meal.
No.
And it's got me to try stuff I didn't know I was going to like. So, like, theoretically, legitimately, it's, you know, it had a chance, although we both canceled it after, like, a couple months and everything. It was pretty solid.
But, like, for me, like, I didn't cancel it because I wasn't getting value from it. It's just I realized that I could game the system a little bit because once you subscribe to it, even after you cancel, you're still able to access their entire catalog of recipes. So you can open up any of the recipes that you want. You could select, by several different categories, and then just go to the store and buy the ingredients that you want. And it's a little bit cheaper that way, and it feels a little bit more personal and hands-on than them just sending you a box and say, "Here, do this." Like you get to custom pick with more elegance what you're going to eat for dinner or meals. So, but it was a dark horse. But hey, the Disney Tsum Tsum box, they definitely deserved it. It was a very confusing, rough start at the beginning, but it quickly picked up and gained a lot of momentum. And they proved why they are Disney. And they are able to deliver when they say they're going to deliver. So, congratulations, Disney Tsum Tsum box, for winning the subscription box of the year. Next category, we're going to move into everybody's favorite category, the Inquirer site of the year. Jason, what are the nominees?
Nominees. Val says hi in the chat, so shout out to Val and everybody else in there. We have 34 people watching so far, so hello to everybody.
Right.
Hope you're able to join in the chat room. Hello to everybody. Nice to have you here. Inquirer site
you guys are
of the year. Huh?
Everybody not watching, they're missing something special.
I thought you said I'm missing something. I was like, what am I missing?
Everything.
We got 5 nominees for Inquirer site of the year. We have Infinity Inquirer, RIP, Skylanders Inquirer, Brick Inquirer, Jason Inquires, and Light Seekers Inquirer.
Right. Amiibo Inquirer did not make the list this year, although you probably still get activity on that somehow.
Probably still do. Oh boy!
The night's off the rails.
Oh my!
Man, it's been a good 2 years. So, what was the fan vote for Inquirer site of the year?
You mean to tell that first?
Sure.
Yeah. So with 51%, it was Skylanders Inquirer.
Okay.
Was
Let's see who won.
Dun, dun, dun. The award for Inquirer of the Year, or Inquirer Site of the Year, however you guys said it.
Inquiries.
Goes to Jason Inquires.
Ooh.
Again, we left this up to the community. It seemed only right that the community decide which site they liked best from you. So,
Skylanders won, though, the community vote.
Not even paying attention to myself right now.
No, you're not.
No.
But no, We talked about it for a while.
Said, you know what? Forget you, community. You don't know what you're talking about.
You anyway. Either way, you win.
No, yeah. Well, no, we said that we talked about it because we said, legitimately, I think in the last year, I think my personal Twitter account, I think that's been doing pretty well, bringing things together,
right?
Things like that. So, but the Skylanders Choirs had a good site, but it's kind of one of those like I've backed off that one a little bit in the sense of that like Matt has it covered. So like I put my stuff in there when I have stuff to put in there.
Sure.
But I always know that Matt's going to go.
Or when you know he's on
like
vacation
that,
and you can swoop in.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Dude, when I was gone, did you know about that? I was like disconnected for like a couple days. I've never seen Matt with a higher post frequency the time I was away, man. He was not messing around. He was not messing around. Mm-hmm. But no, so again, I appreciate all the support. Everybody always gives us Inquirer sites. Right. I teased this on the previous podcast, but exciting things hopefully are to come. So we're working towards a goal for 2+ years. So we're almost there, so we'll see what happens, but might have a one-stop solution for all your inquiring needs soon.
One-stop shop for everything Jason inquires.
Yes.
Moving on. We are going to go to the next category. This is the Toys to Life Retailer of the Year. Not the most popular of categories. People aren't as positive about shopping at retailers as you would expect. A little disgruntlement based on the selections. But Jason, what were the nominees?
So for this award, the Toys to Life Retailer of the Year, we have Target, Best Buy, Toys R Us, Amazon, and GameStop.
Mm-hmm. Several good selections for all of your Toys to Life needs. Again, we're in love with physical products here. These are toys. Yeah. You have to buy them from somewhere. So it makes sense. Vince, who won for Retailer of the Year?
And the winner of Toys to Life Retailer of the Year goes to, or the award goes to, English is hard.
We got it.
Amazon.
So this was a close one. Yeah. Toys R Us had 40%. Amazon had 27%. GameStop had 20%. Target had 7%. Best Buy had 7%. So there was benefits and things, and you and I talked about this for a while. We gave it to Toys R Us last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserving of it last year.
Yeah.
But what I think tied into it for this year was as much as Toys R Us has still been, like, arguably saying, if you need a single figure, one thing you need, you go to Toys R Us. I mean, they pretty much have everything in there. But we think Amazon did the most to improve this year.
Mm-hmm.
We felt Toys R Us
scaled back.
I mean, that's not even an argument. They put it. I mean, we talked about Skylanders to have like 3 walls, a big, huge wall. Now, like, they're all sharing one little mini aisle kind of a thing. Yeah. Amazon, as you remember, if you don't know about for Skylanders this year, typically it's Toys R Us's Wave 1 and 2, everything like that. This year, all retailers got Wave 1 and 2. It's a little bit different, but Amazon created this bundle deal. You got all of the ones you needed. Plus, they had an exclusive one, Choppy Mage, which to this day is still not available, right? Or is it out?
Right. No.
Yeah.
Still not available.
So it's still not available. We thought it was going to be out by now. So available exclusively in that bundle still. So we felt they did good with that. Lego Dimensions, they've been a little bit better, having stock ready to go. Had some decent sales. Again, price matching most of the time, but still some decent things. But we just felt Amazon did the most to improve their stock this year, both figuratively and as the other way you can determine stock. Compared to Toys R Us. Toys R Us went back, Amazon went forward. So we'd give it to them.
Yep. Well deserved. Shout out to Amazon. If you're not a member of Amazon Prime, what are you doing with your life? Seriously.
Shout out to Sneaky Pete.
Sneaky Pete.
TV show on Amazon right now. Good stuff. Watch it.
Yeah. Next up, Jason, we're going to read the very first submission for the hypothetical future.
I'm ready.
Toys for Games. Again, I am not going to name the people that are sending these in until the end. I want no bias towards names that you may be familiar with. So just listen and enjoy. First hypothetical feature. Hi, guys. I want you to imagine this. 27 years later, Josh has sold his Pokemon Go account for millions and bought James Holian's Infinity/Dimensions Museum. Val then bankrupted them by buying all of the Tsum Tsums. Jason has sadly been locked up in an insane asylum after going crazy because he can't find the McDonald's holiday pies anywhere, leaving Amy to raise their 17 children and their dog named Poochie. SCL Matt has become overweight because he celebrates his birthday every day. Atari Alex is living on the streets because he lost everything because of his procrastination. The Lone Goldfish is the star of the Lone Goldfish talk show, and Shopkins Inquirer has become the head of the FBI, which now, instead of guns, throws Shopkins at everyone and wears bright pink Shopkins bulletproof vests, making them die of fright.
Oof.
That is the first hypothetical future submission.
FBI being sponsored by Shopkins, essentially. That's selling out.
Yeah, why not?
17 kids, man.
Or Shopkins, sponsored by the FBI.
Yeah.
So that's the very first one. We have several more to go as we go through this tonight. So
Poor James Holland is getting his museum bought out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Well, he's been holding on to it, for years. He knew there was some worth behind it, and he held out for the right buyer, and
That's fair. I will say that if McDonald's ever decides to not do the holiday pie, I need at least a year warning, because if they just don't show up, I legitimately will go insane.
Did I tell you my holiday pie story?
No, I don't think you did.
So after we talked about how they were starting to come back and you were all excited and whatnot, I was out late at night. I can't remember what I was doing. It might have been a work or something. And I swung by McDonald's and I was like, you know what? I want to try these holiday pies that Jason keeps talking about. I need to see what's going on for myself here. So I pull up and I'm like, hey, can I get one of those holiday pies? And he's like, what are you talking about? The holiday pies? They're like the apple pies, but they're holiday themed. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I'm like, okay, so my friend in Pennsylvania says that these holiday pies exist. He's like, yeah, it might be an East Coast thing, but we definitely don't have them anywhere around here. So holiday pies are a regional thing, and I looked very silly going through a McDonald's drive-thru because at that point, that's all I was really trying to get. So then I'm just like, okay, well, have a good night because, now you just disappointed me for the rest of the evening. But
It sucks, man. I could have sent you one.
Could have, but I'm just more disappointed that it's not a nationwide thing here.
I'll mail him one.
Yeah.
I got it.
You got it.
Don't worry about it.
You have an in, right, Vince?
Yeah, I got an in. I know a guy at the post office.
Amy's response is, I love babies, essentially. She's like, 17 kids, and then babies all on exclamation points. So,
all right. Well, that's positive, maybe. Next up,
you got to get her to chat. Chat, your job is to get Amy to talk in the chat. So that's your job right now. Push for her.
You got this, chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in, for participating. Hope you guys are having fun. We are going to move on to the next category, the running gag of the year. Jason, do you have the nominees?
I do. For running gag of the year, we have Shopkins Inc., Atari Alex giveaway stream, so slash almost death stream. The Sea of Options quote, the Thrillipede clock, our unfounded love for Jimmy from Lego Dimensions, and the your bookmark site, asamatterofmatt.com.
That's right. All great running gags that we've had throughout the year on this show. Fans of the show will definitely understand what we're talking about. Vince, before I turn to you and ask you who the winner is, I'd like to read an acceptance speech.
Oh, jeez.
Shopkins Inquirer has wrote in with an acceptance speech.
Wow. Someone's feeling cocky tonight.
Dearest Josh and Jason. So this was written as soon as I found out about the nomination. Use at your discretion. Thank you for playing clips and the score from the cinematic masterpiece Monster Trucks as I walked to the stage to accept this award. It wasn't easy to win the 2016 running gag of the year, especially not against the Thrillipede clock that is literally running possibly until the end of time. I mean, I don't even run on the treadmill, so running is not my forte. And yet here I am winning the 2016 running gag of the year. Look at this competition. First, the Atari Alex Periscope was incredible. Not only did Alex spread the love of Shopkins to unsuspecting grocery shoppers, but he almost died in the middle of it during a heart-stopping 7-minute blackout when we were all on the edge of our seats. Shout out to his co-conspirator Brandon, who I heard ran back to the store to buy 9 more packs of Shopkins. The legendary sea of options. Whenever I am in the grocery store, I am presented with not one, but 2 different types of milk to buy, none of which have googly eyes or smiles. I curl up on the floor in a fetal position because I cannot handle the sea of options before me. I just can't. Hats off to Skylanders Imagineers for making sure that consumers like me aren't presented with a similar dilemma. Jimmy from Lego Dimensions. Okay, so here's my serious competition. I mean, have you heard that super smooth accent? Jimmy, we love you. Keep being you. As a matter of Matt.com, my default homepage, as a matter of Matt.com, is the ultimate tribute to the hobbies of the one and only Matt Sonnenberg. Let me tell you all about how much I admire Matt. Oh, looks like they're playing the credit song from Monster Trucks. Time to wrap it up. Thanks again to all the listeners for this incredible award. I'm going to Hogwarts to celebrate. Mischief managed. Signed, Shopkins Inquirer. P.S. Hey, Moose Toys. 2017 Love Story of the Year Award. Let's go get it.
That's a solid acceptance speech.
Yeah. So, with that being said, Vince, will we please reveal the winner of the Running Gag of the Year Award?
And the winner of the Running Gag of the Year Award goes to the Thrillipede clock.
The Thrillipede clock.
I'm sorry, Shopkins Inquirer. It wasn't meant to be.
No, not this year.
No.
It was a solid effort.
Yeah. I appreciate the acceptance speech. But, you know, Thrillipede clock, I think, was one of your finest ideas, Jason.
Thank you.
It was very well done. We checked in on it pretty much every week. There was a moment where we had to actually question whether or not it was time to stop it. We have not had reason to as of yet, although it has mysteriously disappeared from the website.
Mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah,
I'll figure that out hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, widgets, widgets.
Widgets, yo.
Widgets, yo. Thrillipede clock, definitely it is deserving of the running gag of the year because, seriously, Skylanders? Seriously? Where's Thrillipede?
It's terrible. Terrible.
Terrible. Moving on, we have to move on quickly before Shopkins Inquirer just sulks in his own sadness here for too long.
Tears.
We're going to move on to the social media account of the year. We're big fans of social media, as you may notice, and we respect well-managed social media accounts. With that being said, Jason, what are the nominees?
Social media account of the year, we have 5. We have at Skylanders, at Lego Dimensions, at _ Lightseekers, at Beasts of Balance, and at Original Funko.
Solid choices. What was the popular vote for this one, Jason?
Popular vote this time was Skylanders with 57% of the vote.
All right. Overwhelming response. I think this is a important time to note that the Skylanders fans this year came out in droves.
They were rabid. Rabid.
Yeah. They pushed for some votes extremely hard. And kudos to them. Like the Skylanders community rose up and they tried to not only rig this election, but make it very difficult for it to be anything other than a Skylander-centric award show. But with that being said, did they win this award? Vince, who is the social media account of the year?
And the award for social media account of the year goes to at _ Lightseekers.
The Lightseekers Twitter account.
Yay. Go ahead, explain it.
Yeah. So we were talking about this for a while. Because same thing. I mean, Skylar's has done some stuff. Lane Mesh has done some things. Funko just does giveaways all the time. Beast of Bounce has been pretty good. But we just felt like, and we can attest to this personally in the community, since we had some members in the community benefit from this.
Mm-hmm.
They are much more plugged in. Right now, they're doing giveaways constantly, asking for feedback, having a Q&A time, doing those live streams all the time, talking about the card game, doing stuff consistently. There's always fresh content on there and not just rehashed. Sometimes Skyler says, hey, here's this figure that came out 6 months ago. Here it is.
There's this figure coming out today that still isn't out yet.
Here's Thrillipede.
I think the biggest testament to how good their social media account game is, they haven't released a game yet. Lightseekers is still not a game that people could play. And since their announcement up until this point, and I'm assuming up until the release of the game finally, they have managed to grow their audience. They have managed to continue to build hype, to build this community, all without launching a game yet. That's an incredible thing to do. Usually you need, something to point people out and say, hey, this is a cool thing. So it was really well done on the Lightseekers part to realize that they were announcing something and then continue to grow what they were announcing into a community before our eyes. So,
yep. Yeah, so I was saying they've been pretty good as far as giveaway stuff. Phoenix got some sweet swag. I think just got it in this week, so they did a pretty good job. So, doing good.
Yep. So, congratulations, Team Lightseekers, for your social media game, which is totally on point here.
So good.
Next up, my favorite category, the love story of the year. And this is my favorite category because this was actually submitted by our good friend Amigo. After the nominations were already made for all of the different categories, he's like, hey, this should definitely be a category. Usually a day after the fact, I'm like, look, we've had all this time. Now you suggest this, but it was too good to pass up. It was too good for us to not reward the community by talking about our favorite love stories of 2016. Jason, what are the nominees?
So we got Jason and GameStop Girl. We got Josh and Harry Potter. Jason and Pretzel Girl. Josh and Pinata. And Jason and Amy.
Amy is watching, huh?
Tough. Yeah. She's watching.
Is she ready for this? Does she have
her
acceptance speech ready?
She better. Let's get her on.
Vince, please tell us who won Love Story of the Year.
And the winner of Love Story of the Year goes to Josh and Pinata.
Ooh.
Yeah. How could you not love that face? Look at that thing. It's adorable. Here's the thing. I will gladly give up my award for loving this beautiful creature right here on the spot if you could get Amy to give an acceptance speech.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. She's going to love every second of this.
Put her on speaker.
Oh, you know darn well I am. The funny thing is it's so delayed she doesn't know what's going to come in.
Rails.
She's not going to
answer. Pinata, though. Pinata's a special thing.
She's not going to pick up.
Oh, she won't.
Pinata.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
How are you this evening?
I'm great.
Yeah, welcome to the Toys for Games Awards.
The second annual.
Second annual. She doesn't even know what to say. Do you want to make an acceptance speech at all?
I'm so shocked I don't have an acceptance speech ready or anything.
That's fair.
Sure.
But
I'll have Josh keep his award. It is a pretty cute figure, so...
It's a what?
I said it's pretty... The Pinata thing is pretty cute, so I'll let Josh keep his award. I can see why he loves it so much.
That's
She's
fair.
too nice.
That's true. But anyways, well, we appreciate it. Thank you for picking up. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, have fun.
I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye, babe.
I thought she wasn't going to say it. I thought she was just going to say, and that's why you guys didn't win. The things you do for love, or the things you refuse to do for love. Next up, we're going to move on to the non-Toys to Life collectible of the year. This one was tough because I wanted to include some nominees that we did not have last year, and we just couldn't come up with any really good ones, right? None that we felt were deserving of being nominated. So, Jason, what are the nominations this year?
So this year we have 5 nominations. We have Tsum Tsums, Funko Pop vinyls, World of Nintendo figures, Lego minifigures, and the evil word, Shopkins.
Dun, dun, dun. Shopkins, you only presented me with one acceptance speech. I'm assuming Shopkins Inquirer assumed they weren't going to win this category. That's why I did not get an acceptance speech for this nomination. I would assume that's how this works, right?
And this is when they talk trash all the time. So
yeah, interesting. So Vince, let's turn it over to you and see who won for non-Toys to Life collectible of the year.
And the award for non-Toys to Life collectible of the year goes to Funko Pop.
Funko Pop vinyls, or just Funko Pop in general.
Funko Pop in general. We couldn't justify giving it to anybody else.
No, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's still like I think the phrase I use with you is we can't punish them for still being on top.
Yeah.
You know,
they're the top of the game for collectibles. When we're talking about it, even the people that feel like they can't collect something and refuse to like get into the trap that is Funko Pops always end up finding one or two that just speaks to them immediately that they end up buying. So
yeah. I mean, again, they got 34% of the vote, 23% for Lego minifigures, this is closer, I believe, than it was last year.
Yeah, big time.
And then World of Nintendo figures 21, Tsum Tsum 13, and Shopkins at 9. So it was. I mean, honestly, it was very close. One of the closer ones we had. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're still doing everything they can. They're putting out T-shirts, putting out cups, mugs, anything they possibly can. I'm surprised. Well, no, I guess they made those TV shows. I was gonna say I'm surprised they haven't made a movie yet, but I guess they made those shorts, those Marvel shorts. So yeah, but again, we say all the time. Think about how hard it was for Disney Infinity them to like try to work with 3 licenses. They have over 200 licenses, active licenses, and counting every second. And it's impressive. Lego minifigures coming on strong. I mean, you and I said about if the Batman series came out in December versus January 1st, so it's 2017, that would have made it closer.
Yeah.
We made an argument whether the minifigures inside of the actual sets would count, but those themselves, those have been making it making a good comeback as well. So we'll see.
Right. And like, honestly, you can't go to any store, any retailer at all these days without seeing Funko Pop somewhere.
Right.
Like, and they're just dominating the dojo. So hats off to Funko for continuing to be king of the non-Toys to Life collectibles as far as the Toys for Games community is concerned. We're rolling through these, Jason. Next up, we have hypothetical feature number 2. Yeah, right. Get your popcorn ready, folks. Here we go. Well, Jason would spill it if you had it anyway. So
yeah, it's true.
Hey.
So hypothetical feature number 2 starts off with the year is 2020. Josh and Jason are both in the final stretch of their Toys for Games farewell tour. They find themselves in merry old England after visiting their good friend James Holian, who has just finished showing the guys around his museum. They begin to reminisce of the good old days as a tear slithers down Jason's cheek. Josh gets distracted as he's playing Pokemon Go, still, and has just caught a Mr. Mime. Josh fist pumps the air and completely ruins the moment between the Disney Infinity ambassadors. Josh, now president of the fan club for Nintendo Newscast and owner of the Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts Appreciation Society, is still trying to convince Jason that now would be a great time to start up a new podcast. Vintage Collectibles would be Josh's 127th podcast to date, which discusses the all but forgotten Toys to Life franchises, and refuses to accept that Jason is too busy, given he now has 6 children with Amy, 2 sets of triplets, all within 3 years, named McQueen, Mater, Fillmore, Doc, Francesco, and Sally.
Yeah.
And that he now has his own talk show on ESPN for college football and soccer, given both of their recent acceptance as real sports by American people. Poor Matt Sonnenberg never got over the fact that Jason was featured in the Gaming Live book, where he was named the world's best YouTuber for all things Skylanders. The locals say Matt left his life behind to live off the land in the Chequamegon National Forest. And to this day, you can still hear Matt's screams long into the night. Thrillipede! It should have been me! And that concludes hypothetical feature number 2.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, solid, right?
This time.
Only 6.
Yeah, 2
But
sets of triplets.
I like.
Whew.
Yeah. I like the screaming into the thing. It should have been.
Yeah. Poor Matt. It definitely should have been. We're going to move on to the next category here. We're going to start getting into some really good ones. You know, we got the fun ones out of the way, the community-driven ones. We're going to get into some really good ones here. First off is the tangent topic of the year. It's been said in certain circles that, Jason, that when we podcast together, we have a hard time of focusing, staying on track.
I don't believe it.
I don't see it. Like, I feel like we are on point 24/7 when it comes to this podcast. However, some people out there think that we occasionally go on some tangents. So we created this category of the best. I created it as the best tangents that we go on. But here's the thing. I don't know if people voted based on their favorite tangents that we go on, the tangents that we go on the most. I don't know where people voted with this, so it's definitely going to be interesting how it all shakes out. But Jason, what are the nominees?
Yeah, so we got 8 nominees this time. We got sports, weather, food, movies, Disney, family, traveling, and Shopkins. Close competition.
Yeah, again, no acceptance speech from Shopkins Inquirer for the Shopkins tangent. This is interesting. Vince.
Yes.
Who won this category?
Who won this category? Well, the award for Tangent Topic of the Year goes to movies.
Movies.
See, this one was the left up community vote. It's basically what it came down to.
Yeah.
Because again, we didn't know how people were going to vote. So again, not that we really have a preference on which tangent topic we go on. So figure we'll let the community vote. And they voted movies 27%. Disney, though, right behind 25%.
Sure.
Shopkins coming in a strong third. 13%. Then food, sports, family, weather, and traveling. So
yeah. I feel like the traveling got lumped in with the Disney a little bit.
You know, you do is travel to Disney.
Sure.
You're right. Most of our traveling trips include Disney in some way, shape, or form. Vince, what movies have you seen recently?
What did we just go to?
We saw Rogue One.
We saw Rogue One.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I watched a lot of movies at home, but I thought Rogue One was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was better than The Force Awakens, but then again, it's a different sort of Star Wars movie, so
Sure.
I try not to lump them together.
Right.
Very entertaining.
We're planning on seeing the Yu-Gi-Oh movie soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So Yu-Gi-Oh is coming back. Coming
Yu-Gi-Oh
in theaters.
never left.
Well,
man.
you know, I mean,
Always been here.
it back in theaters, you know. But
Sure.
so excited for that. Hoping to go upstate college next weekend. Might go see La La Land, maybe. Good stuff about that.
Heard great stuff about that.
That McDonald's movie that's out, Founder. Is that what it's called? Founder, something like that. Pretty good. Got some potential award nominations for that. So looking forward to that. There's a couple movies that are out right now that I actually want to see. So
sure. What do you think of the Power Rangers trailer today.
It is not going to win any kind of awards.
Never.
And
Are they going for it though?
No, but I'm saying like it's going to be a classic summer movie. It's going to be like if it gets above a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
but
I'm still going.
I'm freaking pumped to go see it. It's gonna be fun to watch.
That's all I want.
Yeah,
like I want. I mean, obviously, it's like hitting like the nostalgia vibes for me for sure. But like, I want the fun of like Pacific Rim in this movie, where it's just like you go in not expecting like the best acting, not expecting the best story, but just fun action set pieces. Like, I feel like that's what this movie could deliver.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, in my opinion, some people hate on the Transformers stuff, but like, I've never left disappointed with a Transformers movie.
No.
I mean, it's just fun summer fun.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, as long as we accept like the Transformer movies aren't like trying to replace, the classic Transformer, cartoons or like the canon of Transformers, it's just doing its own thing, then they're decent, Yeah. They're well made.
Adam just asked in the chat if you ended up getting the Chase variant Shopkins, which you did not, unfortunately.
I mean, I could have. I've seen them at Walmart's.
You didn't pick up the Chase one?
No. Why?
It's your chance to get a first official Chase Funko.
No.
Excuse me.
I've only bought 7 Shopkins Funkos, and they were all used for trophies, so I could get rid of them as quick as possible. So, with that being said, I think we should do another category here. We're going to move on.
Be sure to look at Shopkins Inc., who's live tweeting their losses.
Of course they are. We're going to move on to something that is near and dear to our hearts. 2 years of doing this podcast, it's never really fully sunk in how amazing this community is. When we started this podcast, I don't think either one of us were expecting to harbor a community like we have. They have given so much to us, so much support. I think we've both realized how important community is when it comes to this sort of stuff. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the 2016 Community of the Year. Jason, what are the nominees?
So we said there are 5 categories up for this nomination. We have Disney Infinity, Skylanders, Lego Dimensions, Amiibo, and Lightseekers.
All very good communities, all very solid. Last year, we included the Toys for Games community in there. It seemed disingenuous because some people have pointed out, like, all of these communities kind of make up our community that we have. So separating the Toys for Games community from all these other ones just didn't seem right. So, Vince, with that being said, who are the winners?
The award for Community of the Year goes to Skylanders.
Skylanders.
The community.
That's right.
Skylanders.
I mean, I think these awards with the voting goes to show like how strong the Skylanders community is. I think the Skylanders community is stronger than it's ever been. They came out in force for these awards and voted very heavily on Skylanders. It's a solid community that I think has kind of, amongst the rumors of possible cancellations and whatnot, like they've stayed strong together. It's been very special to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the good thing that came out is about as far as with this year's game where you can make your Imaginators and share your own creations. A lot of people sharing those, exciting, like, hey, this looks great, good job, stuff like that. So they've been really good with that. Again, it hasn't been, a lot of people just coming together and enjoying it for what it is. So I think they deserved it this year.
Yep, absolutely. It was almost always positive. Everybody was excited about the new game, even after the game released. Like, there wasn't a lot of disappointment or anger towards anything. Like, everybody's still excited for the new things that are going to be coming out, regardless of the rumors and everything. And I mean, we saw like a weird little, this has nothing to do with the 2016 award, but still, like, with the Switch announcement of, Imaginators coming to Switch on day one, Like, that rejuvenated the community even more so. They're like, yes, we're going to get to play this on this brand new console in a brand new way that we've never been able to play Skylanders before. Like, everybody's continuing to be even more excited. So kudos to the Skylanders community. It's well earned and well deserved for sure.
Indeed.
Moving on here, we are going to transition over to the spin-off podcast of the year. There's been a few podcasts that have emerged in 2016 from this one that we started 2 years ago. Jason, what are the nominees?
So we have Joys of Games, Collector's Edition, Tales from Godric's Hollow, Gotta Watch 'Em All, and Triple P, now named Talkin' Back.
That's right. All very fine podcasts, if I must say so myself. Vince, who is the winner?
The award for Spin-off Podcast of the Year goes to Tales from Godric's Hollow.
So this was I would say it's community vote as well. 41% was voted for Tales from Godric's Hollow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gotta thank Matt for this one. This would not be possible without our friend Matt Sonnenberg, who after so long of just like beating me down with Harry Potter, finally convinced me to get into Harry Potter in the form of a podcast, and the rest is history, as they say.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, they like I said, at the end of the day we had on there, we said I think the podcast has been catching people most off by surprise. We'll have involvement, like I said, it seems to be the one that's aside from our core one here that has the most interaction with it. Mm-hmm. So people seem to really, really enjoy the process of it. It was a bit different one than anything that I know you've done before, right? That we didn't network here, and so but it's been enjoyable.
Yep. So congratulations, Tales from Godric's Hollow fans, for winning this, because you guys are all special in your own special way. Moving on to the biggest Toys to Life story of the year. What are the nominees, Jason?
We'll say preface this again when you said talk to yourself biggest, not necessarily mean best or anything like that. This is just what defined the Toys to Life genre in 2016.
Yeah.
So we have.
I think last year we went best story of the year, and it seemed weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have cancellation of Disney Infinity, Crash Bandicoot announced for Skylanders at Sony's E3 stage conference, Nintendo doubles down on Legend of Zelda Amiibo, LEGO Dimensions reveals their plans for year 2, and the evolution of the genre begins.
Lots of big stories in 2016. We were there to cover all of them, as always. Vince, who won for biggest story of the year?
And the award for biggest story of the year goes to... Thank you for the drum roll.
You're welcome.
The cancellation of Disney Infinity.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, got 59% of the vote. It was obviously the thing that defined the most. Still having ramifications on the industry and on the community. I mean, it's everything still being talked about. So big story. But again, like it's one. I mean, to be blunt, I mean it's in the nicest terms possible. The cancellation of Disney Infinity was a shock more than the cancellation of Skylanders would be, and I only think that even in the context of the fact that that Disney Infinity was already canceled, I think it would just be. But I think Disney Infinity has had a promotion going on there, so it was. I think that hit it more than even what this would be. So,
do you remember where you were when the news broke?
Yeah, so my computer worked.
Yeah, it just out of nowhere. Yeah,
I mean, happened at 4:00 Eastern time when they sent out the official email and things like that, and trying to figure it out because I get done work at 4:30, so I'm like sitting there and trying to figure this all out, and I'm like, because I got tipped of it like before the official press release was out, and I was just like, "What are you talking about?" And then like I was like, "I don't know what are you talking about." He's like, "It's official. It's going to come official," and I'm like, "Okay." And so then waited for the press release to come out, and off we went. So yeah, it's crazy, but
yeah. It came out of nowhere. I mean, it shocked us. It shocked the community. It was a several week process to kind of flesh it all out and let everybody get their emotions out. And some people are still, extremely sad about it and still trying to deal with it. So it only made sense that we awarded it with the biggest story of the year, unfortunately.
Yep.
We are up to hypothetical future number 3.
Ooh, number 3.
Are we ready, folks?
Ready, Freddy? Let's do this.
All right. The year is 20XX. The Toys to Life genre as a whole has made a stunning comeback in the mainstream. Disney Infinity was bought out by Moose Toys, creator of Shopkins. Basically, everything they make turns to gold, so the game became a huge hit again. Every figure that was teased and leaked before got a full proper release. Turns out, the petitions really do work after all. Who knew? LEGO Dimensions and Amiibo have both had a decent run as well. Recent waves of Dimensions figures have given us a whole bunch of unexpected franchises, including Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Friday Night Lights.
Yes!
Amiibo continues to be Amiibo. Nintendo has yet to make an Amiibo-centric game, but seeing Amiibo fans will still collect them regardless. Why would they? Out of all the Toys to Life franchises, Skylanders has made the most impact on the world. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick has become the president of the United States. His first act as president is to abolish all calendars across America. His second action was to revive the series after its inevitable demise back in 2016. With the combined effort of both Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions, now joined together as Skyland Studios, a full-on remake of Skylanders Spyro's Adventure and Skylanders Giants was created, introducing a whole new original cast of Skylanders with no gimmicks or dumb things attached to it. It was a huge hit worldwide and caused a grand resurgence in the franchise after a long-deserved hiatus. That is, until they released Superchargers 2 and the series crumbled to the ground once more. As for our two wonderful hosts, their lives continued as such. Josh expanded his horizons and is now the host of a successful radio podcast talking about the latest and greatest in podcast media. His show became such a huge hit that he was able to fund the creation of a real-life piñata, who he co-hosts with every so often. Jason Greer runs one of the biggest news outlets in all of the world. Frustrated by the lack of accurate sourcing and common sense, Jason set out to create a news outlet that is unbiased and factual as possible. This dream of his led to the foundation of Greer News Incorporated, and its many different sub-organizations were soon to follow. Amy and Jason lived a happy life raising two sons who would go on to play for Penn State and the Philadelphia Eagles, much to their godfather Matt Sonnenberg's dismay. all was well in the Toys for Games community. Although we still don't know the identity of the elusive Shopkins Inquirer, some knowledge is just too powerful to know.
That was pretty good.
That was a good one.
There we go.
The counter one.
The calendar.
Yeah.
That was creative. Counter got me. That was funny.
So that's number 3.
These are good. These are good.
Yeah, I told you. I tried to warn you how good these were.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just have a live
Definitely
podcast about this once a week.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a spin-off podcast to talk about our hypothetical futures. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of this award show, though, Jason. It's time to start giving out the serious awards, the hard hitters, if you will. We're gonna start off with the variant figure of the year. What are the nominations?
So our nominations for this year's variant figure of the year, we have Gold Mega Man from Amiibo, Green Arrow from LEGO Dimensions, December from Skylanders, Solar Flare Aurora from Skylanders, and Captain America, the First Avenger figure from Disney Infinity.
All solid variants that were all released in 2016. Vince, who won?
And the award for variant figure of the year goes to Solar Flare Aurora.
Now, because we were so unprepared for the podcast, neither one of us actually have the figure to show off right here during the show. But Jason, can you explain a little bit why Solar Flare Aurora won this award?
Yeah, so it came down. I mean, Solar Flare Aurora was up there. It was a close vote, top to bottom, for best variant figure, we have December. What did I say?
I was just filling in the word you were searching for.
Yeah.
So December 27%, Gold Mega Man 20%, Solar Flare 19%, Captain America 18%, Green Arrow 16%. So close vote there.
Mhm.
You and I had, this is probably our second or third biggest debate as far as which one we thought best we should cast our votes for.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had that. We said December. We more so, it was a variant, absolutely any other day. We kind of classified it as more of like an artwork, like a custom.
Yeah.
More than just a plain variant. So because like it's kind of unfair, to be honest.
Right.
You know,
It could have won on the name alone. Let's be real.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went through that. Gold Mega Man was a great variant, but again, like
It's just
they already did it. Yeah. You know, with Gold Mario. Captain America: First Avenger, we felt like almost put it just because of how much surprise it was. Remember, everybody, again, fully admitting Captain America fan myself, was like questioning the decision to do it. Again, I was excited about it because I'm a Captain America fan, but I was like, I don't know about this. And then they're packing again. Remember, that was a highly contentious decision.
Yep.
But most people enjoyed it. Like, Captain America kicked butt. So,
Yeah.
So I was giving him in that sense of it all. But we went with Sword Flare Aurora, kind of jokingly in the matter we said about it was fun they released it on Black Friday. We appreciated them doing that. But at the end of the day, we've heard this from a couple of people. It's one of the best Skylanders figures ever. Yeah. And heard from some people now, I fully attest to this, it's better than regular Aurora.
Yeah.
So I said the variant's better than the original figure.
Yeah.
That's
hands down.
that's a winning thing right there.
Yep. So congratulations, Solar Flare Aurora, on variant figure of the year.
Available at Target right now.
So
Shout out to Target. Shout out to Target. So they are coming in hot and heavy in MLS this year.
Okay.
Minnesota has a team, Minnesota United.
Okay.
They're the sponsor for Minnesota United, so we're going to have this Target thing. Target's also going to be an official sponsor of MLS and of U.S. Soccer Development League, so they're going in hard.
Nice.
So hoping some more MLS stuff in Target. So while, Seattle gets Xbox and Minnesota gets Target, Philadelphia Union still got the word bimbo across their chest from Bimbo Bread. So everybody else enjoy your legitimate companies. Don't worry, I'm fine with bimbo over here.
Goodness. Soccer. Moving on to the next category. This one was a fun one to talk about. The interview / guest of the year. We had tons of great guests on our show throughout 2016. Some of our guests showed up way more often than we expected. Some guests just wouldn't go away. But we loved each and every one of our guests. And the interviews that we had with everybody were incredibly fun, entertaining, educational. Jason, you want to run down the list of all the guests that we had in 2016?
Yeah, so we have Matt Sonnenberg from Collections Crossing / SCL Matt Skyrim's character list / as a matter of Matt.com. Got Greg Miller from Kinda Funny. Alex Fleetwood from Sensible Object. That's the people who made Beast of Balance. Christian Spicer from DLC Podcasts. Brandon Jones, formerly of Game Trailers, now of Easy Allies. Patrick Klepek, originally from, well, not originally, but when we interviewed him, he was with Kotaku, now at Waypoint. Jason number 2, and Lauren from Nintendo Wire. Robert Welkner from CoinOp TV. We have to get him on there, as I keep saying, because I apologize, because I passed out on that interview, because Lego Dimensions news went. So still really feel bad about that. So
I did my best.
Lloyd and Will from Disney Infinity TV or from the Lego Dimensions podcast, the Res TV Network. And then we have Alan, Chris, Jane, and Crow from Lightseekers. And we got Ken and Sam from Toyg, the people, new Kickstarter project that they're attempting to put out there.
Right. A lot of great guests, a lot of great interviews. Vince, who won?
The award for interview / guest of the year goes to Patrick Klepek from Waypoint, or what was it?
Yeah, Kotaku.
Kotaku.
Formerly of Kotaku. Yes.
Formerly of Kotaku. So this is a hard one. This is the hard one. Matt put his army into full effect. Got 58% of the vote. Ready to
like,
rock and roll?
every time Matt's on a show, it never feels like we're interviewing him. It just feels like, a
He's
third.
the unofficial third co-host. It's like we joke.
Yeah, absolutely. So Matt, I mean, like Jason said, the Army came out in support of you, and that was very charming to see. But as far as like the best interview is concerned, it definitely feels like the Patrick Klepek interview was the most timely, the most on point, and one of the best listens for our community and the audience out there.
Chuck is like, whose fault is that, Matt? But yeah, so yeah, it basically came down to Patrick Klepek. It was big for us. I would say like a big get, like, like, oh yeah, we got this, but it was an important interview.
Yeah.
In the full Toys to Life genre, Disney fans, like it was a big, crucial, important thing. So it was important
a few days after the cancellation.
Right. And I say all the time, Josh is our interviewee on this podcast. Like, I kind of throw in there, but Josh does a great job doing it on there. But I think that was, from a pure interview standpoint, I think it was one of the best interviews we ever did. Yeah. So it was really informational. Like I said all the time, if I had to go back and listen to a podcast just for an informational one or one to show off, like, that was our most professional one. So it was a good one. So that's why we gave it to him. Really good guest. Again, all the guests, we get some. Hope you guys enjoy them. I know Josh works really hard to get some great guests out there. 2016 was a great year. Love to have everybody on.
Right. Patrick Klepek, if you're watching this award is coming to you, buddy. And our friends Jason and Lauren over at Nintendo Wire, I feel like they would have been in the discussion a little bit more if it was just Lauren,
Right.
It's when Jason starts talking. Yeah, it's just, it drags down the interview every time. So, next time we have them both on, maybe we'll just go Lauren route. See how that works out.
Tell Jason it's on it's on Friday night.
And then do it Thursday. That's the only way. Next up, let's do the Toys to Life packaging of the year. This is another new category that we included this year because, let's be honest, we've talked a lot about packaging, about boxes, about displays in stores. It's an important thing for the Toys to Life community. Like, that's one of the first selling points to somebody as they're going through retailers. So we thought packaging was an important category to have this year. Jason, what are the nominees?
So for best packaging of the year, we have Disney Infinity, Skylanders Imaginators, Lego Dimensions, and Beasts of Balance.
Mm-hmm. All solid choices. Vince, who won?
The award for Toys to Life Packaging of the Year goes to Beasts of Balance.
This is a contentious one.
It's so beautiful.
The one that
I have not done the videos and photos that I wanted to do since I've gotten the game. The holiday season just didn't allow for much time. I still want to do it, but I will dispute that anytime somebody sees that box, and then if they have the ability to actually open it up and see how perfect the packaging is for Beast of Balance, it's impossible to pick anybody else at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we went through this week, went through everything. Skylanders was right there. It was down to those two. Mm-hmm. And so we went back and forth. Again, we say all the time, Lego Dimensions looks great individually, but the boxes get easily damaged when they hang on the thing. It just looks bad. It looks bad, disorganized. The new story packs don't fit in any of the planograms they have on there, so it's gotta tuck them wherever. Amiibo's been great. They've been doing better. I still like the artwork background on it. But at the end of the day, the Skylanders was great, and I will adamantly say they are not set up for store display. They look great. We appreciate them better. I mean, hallelujah. I mean, they should have an award just for getting rid of Skylanders glue.
Yeah.
Those things. The Skylanders glue was terrible. Terrible. So I'm glad that got out of there. But again, when you go in, they all look black.
Mhm.
because the light doesn't get in there. But again, when we look overall best packaging, every single little detail of Beast of Balance is unprecedented. The box just looks great. I've played with a bunch of people. Literally, the first thing is like, man, that box looks great. You would not guess it's a Kickstarter project.
No.
If you don't guess it's a Kickstarter project, it has to deserve on there. Each individual plastic piece that pieces go in is engraved in there. The box itself has a nice little purple stripe that goes around it, cut out there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So,
And like even the 2 additional beasts that they came out with that you could buy additionally, they have spots in the packaging up underneath that aren't like official spots, but they're just perfectly designed so where those figures will fit in those spots. Beautifully executed, top to bottom.
yeah, so it's a contentious one. You can be upset, so it's fair.
Yep.
But
Skylanders was so close, but just the ability to not see the figures without having to actually look closely and start moving them around just made it just short of how good Beast of Balance is. So
it's again best packaging to date of Skylanders, no doubt
Absolutely.
about that.
Yep.
So I did like Trap Team, the full 360 clear glass or clear plastic around it.
But
Yeah.
it couldn't stand.
Yeah, you couldn't
Yeah.
really do anything with them.
And those they still use the glue, and those things just split apart
Yeah.
immediately. You looked at them wrong, and
Mhm.
they're cracking open. So, congratulations, Beast of Balance, for best packaging of the year.
Indeed.
Next up, we're going to move on to the first figure of the year category. This is the Lego Dimensions figure of the year. This one was actually incredibly hard just to nominate one because they had so many good figures released in 2016. It was almost impossible to narrow it down to just 5. It was tough, but Jason, can you please read the nominees?
Yeah, so Lego Dimensions figures of the year, we have Supergirl, Harry Potter, Finn the Human, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Slimer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a tight one.
Yeah. And this is a good time to remind everybody that like these are all the figures that were released in 2016. It's not just for the new games of 2016. You'll see that in Skylanders as well. Like any figure that was released in the calendar year of 2016, since we still technically do follow calendars here until a few years in the future when we will be abolished by calendars. Vince, what is the best figure for Lego Dimensions?
And the best Lego Dimensions figure of the year is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Did you put that in a blue envelope on purpose?
Maybe?
That's solid.
Pretty solid, right?
That was well done, Vince. That was well done.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't pay me. I got to be creative in my
That's
own
fair.
way.
Yeah, so again, I think at the end of the day, that's the one that grabbed most people's attention into Sonic. Do you remember like how much hatred there was when I put that report out there and saying it's never gonna happen, you dummy, you shouldn't call it a report, you idiot, and you know all this stuff, and it's just like say what you want to believe. I'm telling you, it's coming, it's coming. And then other people are like it's gonna look stupid, Sonic is dumb, blah blah blah.
How could they make Sonic in Lego form? Well, they did it.
You have the figure?
They did it. Oh yeah, my good call.
Yeah.
There is Sonic. The one fault of it is they gave it a toilet seat as a gold ring.
Look, this is best figure, not best accessory. So, yeah,
So-
take the ring off and it's good.
Yeah, but Sonic. I mean, it's hard to argue with Sonic as far as that got a lot of people into Lego Dimensions. A lot of people just bought the Sonic pack,
Yeah.
and that's it. Even the vehicles were great with it. So it was a heavy hitting pack, but I think it was pretty good. Yeah, like Long Story says, they could have used the gold ring from Lord of the Rings, the ring he's using in the game. But they gave
That
him
makes too
this
much
thing.
sense. Yeah.
So,
they didn't want him to have
I think they're trying to go for the
order.
size, I guess, and I understand that. But make a new piece.
The figure is great, though. The figure is great.
Great
Absolutely.
Time. Great time.
Next up, we have hypothetical feature number 4.
Woo.
It's story
All
time.
right. Now, as you will notice, these are getting longer and longer as we progress through the night. So bear with me. I think it's definitely worth it, though. The year is 2025. Both Josh and Jason have left Toys for Games to pursue their own dreams, selling both the podcast and their websites in order to fund said dreams. Josh spent his share of the money on purchasing a house in Orlando directly next to Universal Studios. Every weekday, he leads his group as a park guide, taking tourists around the park and showing off the different sections. He usually stops by the recently opened World of Nintendo to pick up some items to decorate his house, or hitting up the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to sample a new flavor of butterbeer. Jason spent his money on tickets for himself and Amy to a 76ers game, and after a chance encounter with co-owner Will Smith, struck a deal and now owns a share in the team himself. After meeting up with Mr. Smith several times since, a friendship blossomed. This ultimately landed Jason in a co-starring role with Smith in the big summer blockbuster Monster Trucks 2, Too Weird, Too Monstrous, for which he won an Oscar for Best Supporting Role. A few months after purchasing Toys for Games, its mysterious new owner was revealed as Shopkins Inquirer. Taking over the show and renaming it as the Shop for Kins Cast, it somehow stays more on topic than its predecessor, despite Shopkins Inquirer's voice sounding like a mix of Mickey Mouse, an electric guitar, and a car reversing into a glass window. The podcast was supposed to have a co-host, but due to Shopkins Inquirer's choice, Atari Alex, constantly being late, Shopkins typically has to do each episode single-handedly until the final minutes. SCL Matt decided to pursue his dream of hunting down every Skylanders figure for his collection. He currently searches for the diamond and chocolate-coated Big Fig Thrillipede by sailing across the sea of options. He was last seen heading to the Bermuda Triangle, saying that he saw a figure laying on a bed of yarn traps on the other side. As for me, after... nope, I can't read that part, because that might reveal who that is. Let's see. As for me, I have been busy leaking everything about LEGO Dimensions. TT Games sent out Jamie to stop me. I'm still anonymous to them and am hiding in the back store of a GameStop with only a Switch and the girl at the counter as company, who is too busy thinking about a customer who used to buy Amiibo from her to care that I am here. Thanks for reading and making the Toys for Life community awesome. So, GameStop girl reference, huh?
Yeah, I say got the GameStop girl reference.
Yeah.
So when you eventually get buddy with Will Smith, can I hang out with you guys?
Sure, man. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. I see Vince in music videos with him.
Just in the back.
Yeah.
Getting jig with it. Nah. Getting jig with it. Nah.
Rejuvenate his music career, Vince, please. The world needs more Will Smith.
I will do it. I'm going to go do it right now.
All right, back to the categories. We are going to go to what I have dubbed as the most humble category that we could possibly award, announce a winner for. This is the Toys to Life Customizer of the Year. Much like last year when we announced the nominees, every single one of them decided to announce that somebody else should win the award instead of themselves. Nobody was petitioning for themselves to win this award. It's an incredible little community that the customizing artists have together there. I also need to say there are so many more customizers out in the world that we are not aware of, that we don't know about. So only having 5 customizers as nominees it is unfortunate, because there are so many good artists out there that deserve it. But Shopkins Inquirer in the chat. I should have looked. I knew it. Customizers, the artists have a great community there. So Jason, what are the 5 nominees that we had this year?
So we have AK Shop 08, Ganda Chris, Kick Ash, Custom Conquest, or as you might know him as TJ, and the Game Changers. Could
we get Matt on to do Dark TJ voice on the show?
Yeah, legit. if there was like a thing of like best 30 seconds, and well, I guess that was still Was that?
Yeah, it was January.
That was in January. Yeah. If that's like no,
It was December.
yeah, I think it was.
I don't know.
It was December. If
We
you
don't
could do
know
like
what
a
we're
Toys
talking
Life best 30 seconds, Matt,
surprising moment of Toys for Games.
dude, I'm glad I wasn't drinking. I would have choked. So good.
Vince, we've heard the nominees. Can you please reveal the winner?
And the award for Toys to Life Customizer of the Year goes to Gonda Chris.
Ganda Chris.
Hard to argue how much she does for the customizing community. She pushes it into mainstream attention. She's a verified Twitter user. Like,
That's legit.
Yeah.
that's legit. So Gonda Chris, you're going to be receiving this far less superior handmade item. I should have just commissioned the customizers to make these trophies. But congratulations to Gonda Chris. Congratulations to all the artists out there. All of them are incredible. This was tough to pick because you're picking art over art,
Right. Yeah, I would say I like showing everything off here. Here is a Gonda Chris custom that Josh had commissioned for me.
Mhm.
That is Mickey Mouse as Captain America, which is fan-freaking-tastic.
Yep.
Love that. Then we have TJ. I don't have any of his figures, but have his card, which is just as good.
Yep.
That is of me, which is pretty awesome. He got these for us. Also put them up for one of the auctions. So awesome, you guys logo there.
And they
I will
work
say
in-game?
too. Yeah. TJ, I cannot emphasize this enough. I hope you realize if you've been watching the Me versus Me program and things, that is a lot of work that man does for that. A lot of work. I don't even tried editing a video. Takes me like 2 hours just to edit like a video of me just cutting in and out. But like him like adding everything, I would go crazy.
Yeah.
So please go support Me versus Me and all the awesome stuff he does over there. It's incredible what he does over there.
And his videos, like teaching people how to make customs and stuff, like so cool.
So good.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to show us, bought this one.
Definitely the best part of Nintendo Wire.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They bought this up at New York Comic Con, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we were at New York Comic Con.
From the Game Changers. This is a Ultron, a little bit more detail on the Ultron, like repainted stuff that's from the Game Changers, with Iron Man's mask from the Disney Infinity figure and Captain America's shield from the Disney Infinity figure put together. You can see, like, that's his actual arm is missing, and I didn't break it, I promise. But so good. So good. Because I went there, and I was, like, trying to figure out, like, something I wanted to buy, and I was like, I might get this. And then, like, out of the corner of my eye, I see this thing. I was like, oh, I need that. And they said, like, about how it's meant a lot to them, and so they didn't want to sell it. But then they just recently decided to sell it, and I was like, I promise you it's going to a good home because love that thing.
Money talks. Jason's not afraid to throw around cash to get what he wants.
So pretty.
Says that Skylander trophy in the back.
I still want to drink out of it.
So congratulations, Gonda Chris. But honestly, like, congratulations to all the amazing artists out there for doing what you do and adding a different wrinkle to the Toys to Life community that wasn't around a few years ago. So thank you to everybody for that. Next up, we're going to swing back over to Skylanders here, and we're going to talk about the Skylanders figure of the year. A lot of great figures that were released in 2016. Jason, what are the nominees?
We have nominees this year. We have 5 nominees, all from 2016, so from last game and this game. We have Crash Bandicoot, Starcast, Chaos, Chain Reaction, Double Dare, Trigger Happy.
A lot of good options.
5 great options.
Mm-hmm.
Vince, who is the winner?
The award for Skylanders Figure of the Year goes to the one, the only Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
So well done.
So
They could have absolutely ruined Crash like everybody feared they would when they were announced that they were partnering up at E3. And the figure is so on point. It looks fantastic. It is like the best representation of Crash Bandicoot that you could possibly find. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, here's Crash if you have yet to see him in there. I mean, again, it's the same thing like Sonic. When people heard this, people were freaking out, saying like, "No way, this is gonna be stupid. Skyrim just kills him like kill Spyro." But again, how could you complain about this design of Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah.
It plays great in game, everything there. Then they brought back remakes. The people who are making Skyrim's making the remakes. # you're welcome.
Yep. And also, like, that was one figure that people went out and bought just because they could finally buy a Crash Bandicoot figure or statue.
I bought it and I don't even have the game.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, but yeah, I mean, again, it's a shame because like again, Chaos would have been right up there, but
Yeah.
hard to fight again because this is what it means to outside the community as well. A lot of people bringing in. It brought a little bit of respect to Skylanders from other people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so 47% of the vote, almost half, on the popular poll from Crash Bandicoot. So,
yep,
excellent job, Crash. Shout out to Vicarious Visions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
For what?
Did the Crash Bandicoot figure?
Toys for Bob?
Did Toys for Bob do this one though?
Yeah, that's why they're so good.
I think they did. Yeah. Vicarious Visions is the one doing the remakes, but But yeah, so good. Good.
Awesome. Next up, we are going to move over to the Toys to Life Ambassador of the Year.
That down is hilarious.
This category was jam-packed full of great people who have done great things to enhance the Toys to Life community by using their own communities to push, the Toys to Life community onto them. So a lot of great people on this list. Jason, what are the nominees?
We have Toys to Life Ambassador of the Year, Greg Miller from Kinda Funny, John Vignacchi from Disney, Andy Robertson from Forbes, Dan Reichert from Giant Bomb, Griffin McElroy from Polygon, and Brandon Jones of Easy Allies.
That's right. And just because I know Colin's probably listening, Dan Reichert was in heavy contention for this. I just wanted to say this because he got the Waluigi amiibo created
True
single-handedly. And I know that's Colin's favorite amiibo that has possibly ever been made. So that immediately made Dan Reichert on this list. But did he win? We will find out. Vince, who is the winner?
And the award for Toys to Life Ambassador of the Year goes to Andy Robertson from Forbes.
And Family Gamer TV.
Yeah, so this is another one that was kind of contention, and I think this might have been a little easy because some people might not know who that was, but they might recognize it from Family Gamer TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things that as far as I wish I had the quote here. Ambassadors for Toys to Life genre are incredibly important. These folks have done exceptionally well at bringing the games and or figures to mainstream audiences and introduces genre to people who wouldn't have noticed it previously.
Right.
Person that writes for Forbes, I think does a pretty good job at that. And again, he gets a lot of exclusives out there, covers everything equal as much as possible, works hard, does a lot of stuff. Videos do a great thing. Informative. If you need to know something, he does it. He's a fantastic interview. Ask the questions you need to know.
Sure.
But also, to be honest, very, very humble. Very humble guy.
Yeah.
He constantly asks us personally, like, "Hey, this is happening next week. What questions should I ask? Blah blah blah. I'd like your input." Huge support of everything we do. When we tweet something out there, he'll retweet it for us. Obviously, we retweet stuff for him. Great stuff.
Yeah. As far as enhancing the entire Toys to Life genre and community, nobody has done more this year than Andy did, by themselves. Like each one of those people did very important things for the for the one specific thing that they were interested in, the one franchise that they were interested in. And Andy just put all that aside, and he's like, this entire genre needs to be pushed out there. I mean, he had hands-on with Infinite Arms in a sketchy hotel room, mysteriously. I mean,
as far as we know, the other person's ever had their hands on Infinite Arms. So.
And might be the last. So, regardless, though, Andy is definitely deserving of this award. So, congratulations to our friend Andy Robinson for the Ambassador of the Year. Next up, we're going to do another Figure of the Year award. This one is going to be the Disney Infinity Figure of the Year award. A lot of people may say, Disney Infinity was canceled in 2016. Yes, but they released many figures before they were canceled. We narrowed it down to 5. Jason, what are the nominees?
So we have Alice, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Baloo, and Dory.
All 5 really good figures. Vince, who won?
And the award for Disney Infinity Figure of the Year goes to Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
I can't see it. He's right here. He's right.
So, this was another hard vote for this one. It came down to Black Panther and Ant-Man was 2 popular vote. 31% for Ant-Man, 29% for Black Panther, then 60% for Dory, 14% for Baloo, 10% for Alice. Alice, the detail on that dress was so good. Again, the plates that she's saying on the coffee coaster things, saucers. Yeah. Great detail. I made fun of those so much because I'm like, what the heck is those? And someone's like, they're saucers. I'm like, oh my gosh. It makes sense.
I just don't think not enough people got Alice.
Yeah.
Like her up as a figure.
Yeah, and then Baloo.
It's Baloo.
Baloo. I mean, how could
I think people were just happy that it was the classic Baloo. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Dory, although it's easy to say it's a fish and like Nemo, they're pretty good. So I'll start with that. Black Panther again. Looks like Black Panther.
Yeah.
We said, although it's great, it's one of those same thing. They didn't have a lot they had to do with it. It's hard to mess that one up. But Ant-Man looks great. If you haven't seen Ant-Man, the big debate. We knew Ant-Man was coming. One of the greats. Here's the thing. I really want to write a Disney Infinity book. I'm not going to lie. I really want to write it. And just talk about all the stories from the public end of it all and just say about the pure chaos behind it. I don't think I could ever get Disney to talk about what's behind it, so that's why I don't think I could ever write it. But, man, the Ant-Man thing was so bizarre. But we were sitting here thinking, you can't do Ant-Man and just make him regular. That's lame. It's like making Hulk the same size thing. Ant-Man, got it, and you're like, are you kidding me? They just did Ant-Man. They made him hunch over so it looks like he's small. Okay?
In action, yeah.
But no, they did not. They did something that, again, I hope this guy got a Christmas bonus or something for this design idea. That on the back of the figure is a screw head. That way, it gives you the illusion that he's tiny as a screw thing. So freaking good. Yeah. Shout out to Jeff Bunker. It's head of the team. I don't know who designed this one specifically, but this again for lack of better term. Jeff Bunker, head of art. But so good. So good. And I completely missed it until somebody pointed it out in the designs there. But so good.
Perfect. It nailed Ant-Man the way it needed to be represented to make it feel special and not just another superhero. So good job, Disney. Your Disney magic will always live on.
And like people said, it is a shame because you could argue technically it got canceled because of overproduction of figures. That might be what hit the bottom line the most.
Sure.
Where people said it's a shame we're not getting that line because Disney is such a big company and has a wide variety of properties, but it is kind of like that thing. unless if you want to get like matching ones, you got to get like it's a Hot Toys, right? The people that make like the super high end ones and spend stuff. That there's no like. I mean, you got the Tsum Tsums now, but they are similar. But it's just like you wish you had that line of stuff which everybody's banging. That's why I love Disney Infinity. It's like I love Star Wars, I love Marvel, I love Disney, I love Pixar. I wish I had something that would match each other in the collection. Right. And at Disney Infinity, they all match, and it's the same. We just don't get the figures. And like people said, it's a shame we can't just have the line. Again, if they didn't hit such a financial hit with that, I think it would do successful with just the figure designs. But
sure, without the game attached.
Yeah,
so
what can you do?
All we could do is sit here and talk about it for another year or so. Next up, we are going to move on to the hypothetical feature number 5. Ooh, are we ready, folks?
Yeah. Let me get my cozy chair.
In hypothetical 2027, Matt Sonnenberg lives in an Indiana Jones-style warehouse on the Infinity Museum compound in rural England. Due to advances in 3D printing, you don't go to a store or mail someone a physical figure as a present. You pay, and the figure is produced in the recipient's home. This creates a storage problem if you have fans sending you gifts for 365 birthdays annually. Jason conducted an international manhunt to recover his possibly illicit plane, which is now based in a hangar on the Holian estate. When anyone can print any figure, collectability comes from taking your 3D printed figure to an event like D23, where you could have an event-exclusive outfront printed onto your existing figure and added to the NFC rights chip. Unfortunately, requirements for visas are much more prevalent following Brexit, and Jason determined that the best legal status for collecting these exclusives was a loophole for U.S. citizens with private aircraft living in a post-Brexit England. Jason secured a job with PlayFusion because their HR department deemed owning a possible drug plane was almost like owning a tank. It quickly became clear that the company needed to bring on someone to keep the already unfocused design team in line. After Jason's first design meeting with the team resulted in them adding all of central Pennsylvania, including licensing deals with Penn State, Hershey's, and Wawa's to license. Josh had previously moved to England to corner the market on edible candy variant of Pinata, one of the final remaining rare collectibles because they have yet to invent 3D printing that tastes like something people would want to eat. However, a major international legal battle between the post-Brexit UK government and Matt Sonnenberg's legal team over the use of non-British copies of the Harry Potter series derailed both the Tales from Godric's Hollow podcast and Josh's bid for the presidency of the Harry Potter fan club. This left him free to assume the role of chief operating officer at PlayFusion, where he oversaw a 78% reduction in ideas written on random Post-it notes that were implemented by Jason and the team without oversight or prioritization. The remaining 22% are podcast proposals, all of which Josh approved because he can't say no to a podcast. But he assures shareholders that these could be like once-a-month things that probably won't go on for too long anyway.
The drug plane tie-in to a tank, that was creative. Yeah. That was a creative switch over.
That was good.
And like it was something I was like thinking, I was like, how would we do like collectible figures in the 3D printed world? And I was like, oh, the design would actually be a very good idea, having the costume on it.
All right. Well, moving right along here.
Shout out to Shopkins tweeting out, again, live tweeting. I forgot I even took this picture. Shout out to our Shopkins cheering section. Sorry night didn't go as well as hoped. And we can't pay to reverse the plastic surgery. And it is the picture when I found out that Snapchat had an official strawberry Snapchat filter.
Yeah, that was good. That was a weird day. Moving on to some more awards here. We're getting towards the end here, folks. We are into the one that most people have been waiting for. We're going to reveal the Community Leader of the Year. A lot of great people heading up some great communities. Jason, who are the nominees?
The nominees are Matt Sonnenberg, Infinity Adventures, Ken Pascator, Lauren Mussini, and... No, I can't see the other one.
Okay.
Jason
Great nominees.
Jason number 2.
Jason number 2.
Love you, bro.
Vince, out of these fine people who are doing great things for the communities that they are in charge of, who's the winner?
And the award for Community Leader of the Year goes to Matt Sonnenberg.
Matt Sonnenberg defends his title.
Well done.
Hard to
Hard
argue.
to argue.
That jinx. Yeah, again, they all do a great job. Ken's killing it with Facebook each time. Man, again, don't give Ken a lot of his due diligence that he deserves. Works heck hard on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
So if you ever check out on that, does stuff on the YouTube channel, things like that. Again, today even.
In the chat right now.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now. Doesn't miss a chance. But I didn't have to say a thing to him. I put the YouTube channel up real quick, put one sentence in the description, hit live, refreshed it a minute later. Ken already edited and added everything else in there. always got the back. Always got his back. So
yeah,
we love you, Ken. But again, Matt works heck hard. Get in there. Put everything out there. Again, he said mobilize his little mini army out there. Got him going. But again,
he made a tutorial on how to vote for him specifically. The man knows what he's doing with the people that follow him.
But at the end of the day, I say all the time, Matt's got his website beats mine every single way. Has it well organized. I don't know if I can screw it. Trade secrets. The man has to hand type those figure pages. For the longest time, I'm like, what plugin is he using? The man is a mad man. What does that? So, wow to him. Excited for that. Excited for Collection Crossing soon. Community Leader of the Year. There to help out no matter what it is, whether it's Skyline questions or not. So,
yeah.
Here's to you. I would offer a toast, but it fell over.
I'll offer this.
Oh.
This is going to Matt. It may not be as good as the Chaos Trophy behind you, Jason, but it's something.
True. At the end of the night, yeah. Again, you should always, as Long Toys pointed out in the chat, it should always be Happy Birthday, Matt. By the way, his Imaginary is coming out for the Wii.
Also, our friends Jason and Lauren over at Nintendo Wire, those are fantastic.
Work hard too.
Yeah, amazingly hard. They are doing some great things over there. They continue to impress us every day. I feel like I don't reach out enough to them to congratulate them and all their successes that they're having. They're just growing their little empire over there. Fantastic. Everybody is so amazing that are leading these communities.
We give the man a joke all the time, but when you get the Reginator to tweet out a picture of you at Jason, which Nintendo never does anything like that.
No,
their
that's
social
not
media
bad.
account is not something like that. Out of nowhere, I saw us like, what the heck is that? I'm like, there's no way that's our Jason. And I was like, checked the fights. I'm like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? Legitimately.
And then they put a period before the mention so they would make sure that everybody else saw that, which kudos to them for that. It wasn't just a direct reply to Jason. It was no, we're going to make this public so everybody can see it.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It was so good that you sent me a picture of it. You didn't wait for me to see it. You were like, hey, look what happened. It was like...
Everybody who I knew would know who Jason was. I was like, look at this!
And then I went on, I was like, is that real? Is he just pulling my leg?
So, BFFs with Reggie? Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. It's a thing.
But, maybe 2017 will be their year. 2016 definitely belonged to Matt Sonnenberg and Skylanders character list. Good job, Matt. Keep it up, buddy. Next up, we are going to announce, speaking of Nintendo, the Amiibo figure of the year. A lot of great Amiibo released in 2016. Sneakily, I might add. It takes looking at a list of which Amiibo were released in 2016 to fully appreciate all the figures that actually came out in the calendar year. So, Jason, what are the nominees?
So we have Amiibo Figure of the Year. We have 5 that we selected down to. We have Boo, Waddle Dee, Ryu, Wolflink, and Shovel Knight, which if you may not forget, came out very early in January, so it was still 2016.
Yep. Vince, out of these great contenders, who is the champion?
And the award for Amiibo of the Year goes to Wolf Link.
The Wolf Link Amiibo.
Who could argue with this one, right?
So good. So
It's-
here's,
it's
if you haven't seen it,
gorgeous.
one of the best Amiibo ever released, bar none. Still think I would say best plastic Amiibo. Mega Yarn Yoshi still above.
Yeah. Where is that guy?
He's over somewhere. I don't even know where he's at. He's on top of the TV. But yeah, so this is really, really great. Again, expanded the base a little bit. Finally, looks like it's coming out in single packaging. But looks great. Has some clear, even underappreciated detail there on the back. Good. That again, this is the one. As far as the way we take Toys of Life definition, was the first one that we would argue was true Toys of Life as far as putting their spawning in the game versus, as TJ presented in his other article or his email the other day. But as far as like in a modern normal game, spawning in and Wolflink came in. So really, really good and great detail on it. Loves it. So fantastic Amiibo.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Definitely
Amiibo.
Deserving of best figure of the year as far as Amiibo is concerned.
As Shaku says, preschool toys never look so good.
So true. Man, that was a great 2015 gag. We moved on. We matured in 2016. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I know. It's been a while. We're going to move on to something that's a little bit more self-serving. This is kind of our way of looking back at 2016 as far as Toys for Games is concerned. This is our second anniversary. We would not have gotten to year 2 without the community behind us. So we kind of created this category to see what people enjoyed the most from us and what we were able to do throughout the year. This is the Toys for Games highlight of the year. Jason, what were the nominees?
So we have 5 nominees for this category. We have PAX East panel about Toys of Life when we were headed out to PAX East in Boston. PAX West panel about collecting. The PAX West panel about customs. Episode 100 special we had a couple of weeks ago. And the E3 coverage.
Right. And honestly, like, once I did this, I realized I forgot, like, the Customs for Care event that we did. Like, that should have been on here. And there were some few other, like, major events that happened in 2016 as far as we are concerned. But Vince, what did the people say was their favorite Toys for Games highlight of 2016?
And the Toys for Games highlight of 2016 goes to the E3 coverage.
E3 coverage. So again, this was a pure up to the community vote here, so we kind of left it up to them because, again, it's not really what Josh and I think because it's what obviously it comes out to the community. So had fun with the E3 coverage, whether it was our serious coverage from the floor, serious coverage of breaking news of trying to get the McDonald's toys. And it was a solid E3 again.
And as you pointed out, like, possibly your favorite podcast that we've ever done happened right after E3 with the crash announcement when you were throwing dollar bills at Matt.
I threw money across the hotel room.
Yeah.
LA was burning down.
Yeah, you made it rain.
We learned what Monsters Trucks was, the movie.
Yeah, that was our first Monster Truck reference.
Yep. What was the other thing that happened in there? We got some pretty good predictions.
Yep.
Going through
that
there.
was the Gremlins prediction.
That was the Gremlins prediction.
Yeah.
What? No, it wasn't.
Mm.
That was the level pack for prediction for the Goonies.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
But yeah, so solid show, solid episode there. If you ever want to have some fun, that whole episode, we were so I know I was exhausted.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was good fun.
Interviewed Skylanders, interviewed Lego Dimensions. It was solid. It was a solid year. We played Zelda. We were hands on with Zelda.
I forgot that you guys got physically removed from the show floor after licking the amiibo glass. Remember that?
Yeah. It's true.
You need to scare away security.
So close.
Yeah. So again, 2016 was an amazing year. This is our 2nd year anniversary because everybody out there helped us get to this point. So thank you to everybody in our community for an amazing 2016 overall. These highlights were just, only a part of the story that we told throughout the year. So thank you to everybody for that. Moving on, we are down to the
last three.
Last three. We're down to the point where we are going to reveal the Toys to Life Superstar of the Year. Last year, we gave this prestigious award to Jean Vignacchi for his work with Disney Infinity. This year, it was a solid conversation about who the Superstar of the Year was as far as the Toys to Life genre is concerned. Vince, do you have that envelope?
So again, for those who don't know, this is something that Josh and I talk about, so it's just not a public vote. So people don't know nominees, so again.
Yeah, no nominees. There was no vote. This was just our decision.
And the Superstar of the Year award goes to Arthur Parsons.
From Lego Dimensions.
From Lego Dimensions. 17 years with Traveler's Tales.
That's incredible.
That's amazing.
17 years. Most companies don't even last that long in the video game industry. That's an amazing thing. Jason, what do you have to say about Arthur Parsons?
So we always appreciate people who are passionate.
Yeah.
Again, JV last year, no argument. The dude, passionate is all get out. But when you intentionally leak things, or even in his Reddit AMA, it's like, I can't talk about that. 5 minutes later, oh, screw it. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. The probably confirming that, which is like, it was in 2017 technically, but that Power Rangers might be coming to Lego, which is like randomly thrown on a hashtag. Okay, Arthur. All the stuff on Twitter, like all the time, like interviews. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but here's blank. But again, it's one of the things, like, what's great about him compared to Skylanders with stuff. I never feel like I get a PR answer from Arthur Parsons. Never.
No.
The dude tells you honestly as it is. If he doesn't know the answer, he told us, I have no idea. You probably know more than me.
Yeah.
You know what I said about this? And again, I never feel like he's lying or giving a PR answer.
He speaks to the fans because he's as passionate about what he's making as the fans are that are collecting and playing the games that he's part of.
Yeah. So again, the most joy person I met at E3 this year. And again, what's great about him is, and again, Josh and I, there's people out there who have no idea what we are. Obviously, even in the Toys Life industry, no idea who any of us are.
Which is crazy, but yeah.
Yeah. Some of them might know who I am and refuse to act like they know who I am. Probably banned on a bunch of different things. But it was like, when you went, we had a great time with the Lego Dimensions PR department. They're like, oh yeah, we definitely want to get you on board. Like, said like that. And we're like, all right, if you got something, we'd love to talk to somebody. Took us right to Jimmy and Arthur. We're one of the few people who got both, in an interview. And they're so excited to talk to us. We're supposed to talk for 5 to 10 minutes. We talked for 15 minutes. The thing was closed. And we're still talking for 10 minutes. PR's nervousing. And Jimmy and Arthur's I don't care. Let's just keep talking.
Yeah.
The best. Arthur's a great guy. Even if you don't like Lego Dimensions, follow him on Twitter. Great Twitter follower.
Absolutely.
A guy who's committed to the job, committed to the community, committed to everything. Wonderful, wonderful guy.
Yeah. And I don't know how much he personally has to do with the franchises that was brought into year 2 of Lego Dimensions. But bringing in all the 80s nostalgia, coupled with Harry Potter, piggybacking on big movies that are coming out, like the Ghostbusters movie, the soon to be released Lego Batman movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The franchises that were brought into year 2 of Lego Dimensions were so incredible. And each one that was announced and revealed, you could see it in his eyes that he was so happy to talk about them and to show them off and just be like, yeah, these are so cool, right?
And it's so funny because, again, again, we don't know how much work he's put in that. But I should even say, too, he's very honest. Like we said about Beetlejuice, like people keep asking about this. PR answer is like, oh, he's coming, more news. He's like, figure's not even done yet. I don't even know what it looks like, you know? like plain answers. But, like, again, just speaking for LEGO Dimensions in general, if that leaked list didn't leak, could you imagine just us thinking, like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, all the stuff that's coming out. Even the leaked list that came out, like I think Matt was saying on there, even though, like, the stuff that we guessed out there was like, there's no way that's actually what it is, but what else could it be? And it came in like, what?
Knight Rider?
Knight Rider.
No? Okay. Yeah. That's actually a thing.
Goonies, like, yeah, okay, sure. Like, oh, really?
When he was talking to us about Sonic the Hedgehog in it, that was before anybody had really seen the figure. But he was just, I felt like he probably had it in his pocket and he wanted to show us so bad. But I think Jimmy was there to, like, tackle him if it happened.
Sure.
But, like, that's how excited he was just to talk about the Sonic figure, you know, that he knew other people would be excited about. Just overall, just a great guy. Definitely has expanded the Toys to Life genre. And he's somebody that, like you said, can be out there for the community, kind of goes above the PR ramble that you hear from other people, and has taken on the role of, like, the public spokesman while still, like, helping create the game as well. So
yeah. And let's be honest, one of the best accents in the industry. Also, I can listen to that guy talk all day.
Oh, I can listen to him just, like, read the dictionary, and I would still be entertained. So Arthur Parsons, congratulations, you've earned it. Superstar of the Year 2016. Before we get to the final two categories, Jason, we have one last hypothetical feature to read. This is hypothetical feature number 6. The year is 2036. Josh has been banished from the International Harry Potter Fan Club for refusing to stop pushing the idea of the Dumgonigal ship, which had been forbidden in the fanfic Accords of 2022. Without his beloved fandom to comfort him, Josh turned to the only other thing he knows how to do, make podcasts. After reaching critical mass of running 316 podcasts, he works himself into exhaustion trying to maintain them all. Late one night, while editing an episode of Dilbert Dads, which is like Gilmore Guys, but about Dilbert, his heart stops beating. Just as the giant rainbow parachute of death is embracing him, his audio equipment malfunctions, generating a massive electrical shock, not only bringing him back to life, but also giving him the ability to harness pure sonic energy. Josh feels called to use his newfound powers to fight crime and becomes the masked vigilante, The Noise. While the 76ers could never become a good team, Jason was able to turn them into the most profitable team in the NBA by acquiring the patent on churros and making the Wells Fargo Center the only place in the world to buy them. Using this virtually endless supply of income, Jason set out buying other Philadelphia sports teams and patents for delicious foods to further increase his wealth. In 2030, he personally financed the entirety of the Olympic Games, hosted in Philly, in exchange for being able to introduce some new sports, like disc golf and shelf cleaning. The following year, Disney, now a shadow of its former self as a result of Nintendo's continued domination of the entertainment industry, is forced to sell all of its theme parks to Greer Industries to avoid bankruptcy. And shortly thereafter is bought out in a hostile takeover by Moose Toys. Satisfied with what he owns, Jason then decides to buy Greenland, relocate the entirety of Disney World next to the castle he built there, and finally retires. He and Amy are still happily married and have 16 kids.
Let's say number the other one.
17, 16, 6.
While Jason number 2 got all the glory as editor-in-chief of Nintendo Wire, Lauren was the real brains of the operation. She has spent the last 20 taking it from a humble website to a multimedia powerhouse with her own magazine, indie game studio, and coming in 2038, a film production company. She manages to get Jason to put out an episode of the Nintendo newscast about every 3 months. In, in 2035, all of her dedication paid off when, once Reggie's body was ready for retirement, Nintendo of America hired Lauren as his replacement. Jason is now her executive assistant, and his main duties involve getting her a sugar fix whenever she needs one. Shopkins Inquirer dissolved the Senate in 2029 after they refused to allocate funding to Monster Trucks 8, Trucks vs. Transformers. Jack from Activision serves as his apprentice, who willingly obeys his every order, but was mutilated in a confrontation involving John Vignacchi cutting off his limbs and being burned by molten plastic.
Yeesh!
Whew. Shopkins Inquirer then crowned himself emperor and began reshaping the country. The economy has evolved into a Shopkins-based currency and is stronger than ever. Disease and obesity are at a record low because all foods now have edible googly eyes attached to it, making kids actually want to eat their vegetables. Not everyone is satisfied with this new regime, however. Now at the ripe old age of 7,345, Matt Sonnenberg leads the rebellion. I can't even. Matt Sonnenberg leads the rebellion against the shop pyre. Tired of eating birthday cake and cleaning up wrapping paper each day.
What?
Tired of eating birthday cake and cleaning up wrapping paper each day, Matt enlisted the help of Ken, James Holian, Devin Lachinsky, George Torres, and an unlikely ally in Houston Astros mascot Orbit to take down their anonymous overlord. In 2032, they managed to reclaim the Funko headquarters, which had been converted into a prison to hold Shopkins Inquirer's most hated foes, and began producing the only thing that could stop him, Pops. From there, along with Matt's secret warehouse of Thrillipedes he's been keeping for the last 20 years,
I knew it!
they began what became known as the Toy Wars, which still rage on to this day. The battles are small in scale, so it doesn't really impact anyone's lives. Somehow, amidst all the crime fighting, roller coaster riding, and empire defying, Josh and Jason, and Matt occasionally, manage to get together once a week to put out a new episode of Toys for Games. The best community ever, for which everyone agrees is more like a family at this point, is bigger and better than ever.
That's a good one.
Really
I freaking knew Matt was behind the Thrillipedes disappearance.
oh yeah, everybody knew. You're a little behind.
Did you see Shopkins' quote about the dissolve quote? Some say dissolve, I say extended vacation.
Matt, 7,000. What was it? 7,345 years old.
Now, hold on a second here.
Congratulations, Matt. Does the math add up on that?
7,345?
Yeah.
Divided by 365. 20.12 years.
And let's see, the year, this was 2036, so 20 years.
Shit, Louise.
Kudos for not just making up a number. Like, they did the math on that.
That's funny.
So here's the thing. Do you guys want to decide the best theoretical, hypothetical future right now, or do you want to save it till the end of the show?
I'm ready. Are you ready? Do you have a...
I don't know if I can pick one, but we'll wing it.
Okay. So we are going to announce the winner of the hypothetical future contest. I believe the prize for winning this was 5 figures of the person's choice.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Jason. So I'm going to let you guys pick. I had to read them all. I've been sitting on them for weeks at this point. I don't know if I could pick a favorite because they're all pretty good.
So they're all pretty good.
They're all really good.
I mean, the second last one was the drug plane.
That was absolutely hilarious.
That's pretty good. The Shopkins banning Scott's banning the calendars.
Yeah,
that was
wonderful.
That was fair. The last one was pretty good.
The last one was very detailed.
I know. That's why I kind of appreciate it. Yeah.
For the correct
math with it. Pulled in a lot of references. Yeah. So, I think I'm going number 6.
Yeah.
Number 6, huh?
Yeah.
The winner.
9. I'm kidding.
I will say.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone's thing. And when we do Toys for Games, we do it big. Everybody else wins as well. They get 2 figures of their choice. Let me know which ones you want.
Look at that. Look at
Wow, look
that.
at that.
So
Everybody's a winner.
everybody's
I like
winning.
that.
So
What would
1
you
through 5 plus Alex, because he was a number 0, right?
Number 0. Well,
So-
let me tell you who won the runner-up prizes then.
All right.
The hypothetical feature number 1 was submitted by Brady James. Hypothetical feature number 2 was submitted by Jason Joyce, aka
thank you.
Jason number 3.
Jason number 3.
Number 3.
Or sometimes Jason number 2, depending on how things are working at the time. Hypothetical feature number 3. I believe this is the one with the calendar, if I remember correctly. This was Tashmon Dimps. Number 4 hypothetical feature was submitted by our friend across the pond, Sean Dolly,
Thank you, Sean.
notable LEGO Dimensions leaker and information seeker, which I had to cut out a few parts just to
Sure.
not make it so obvious. And hypothetical feature number 5 was submitted by our friend Green Armadillo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Green Armadillo.
Yes, so those 5 are the runners-up. The person who submitted hypothetical feature number 6, who got it in just in the nick of time,
Are you kidding me?
Atari
Are you
Alex.
kidding me?
The man
How do we
who
vote
started the
everyone?
call finished it up in glory.
That was
You
good.
can't make this up. You can't make this up.
He only gets 5. He doesn't get 7, though.
So thank you to everybody that participated in that. That was a lot of fun. I hope it added to the show a little breaks in between the awards. So Alex, thank you for submitting this several weeks ago and finishing up strong, even though you barely got it in.
Ken, he's going to do a speech, but in about 20 minutes.
So, which we have about 15 minutes left in the show, so that makes sense. Let's go to the final 2 awards, shall we?
Let's do it.
We are going to go to the Toys to Life Game of the Year.
Switching it up this time.
right.
Switching it up.
Not the final category this year. Very interesting. Jason, what are the nominees?
So we have 5 categories this year for Toys to Life Game of the Year. We have LEGO Dimensions, Skylanders Imaginators, Disney Infinity 3.0, so carrying over from last year, and Kirby Planet Robobots, and Beasts of Balance.
All 5 strong contenders for Game of the Year. Vince?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
No, because I forgot about this stream. Shamsi says his speech will be in that random room where that girl walked in that one time. It was like 20-minute delay. That was the best.
What were they doing? Were they doing a review or something? Or just a podcast or something?
I think
And they just
they're
had to
doing an
stop.
opening. They're opening the box he sent.
Oh, that's right. And they just had to like sit there and put the phone kind of down. Like
It's like,
whoever
make-
that random lady was. Shout out to her for being completely oblivious to Alex's little bubble that he lives in.
The best. The best.
So good. So let's go back to the Toys to Life Game of the Year. Vince, open that envelope, please.
The award for Toys to Life Game of the Year goes to Skylanders Imaginators.
Skylanders Imaginators. I think it was pretty clear. They got a good vote there, 58%. LEGO Dimensions 22, Disney Infinity 10, Kirby Planet Robot 7, Beast of Balance 3. LEGO Dimensions Year 2. Great. Love all the additions in there. I mean, they benefited again. They have to buy another starter pack there. Introduce a new story pack. So again, we talked about, can they continue just on fun packs? What were they going to do? So they did a great job with adding in Season 2 content there about story pack and everything like that. Had some issues along the way, so getting through there, trying to figure out. I mean, we did knock some points off there as far as the complete lack of communication as far as the download manager goes.
Right.
Still confusing people today with that. But
Skylanders
Skylanders
not working all the time.
right.
I mean, shout
but
out to their customer support service. Like
Yeah.
they did a great job of fixing and replacing everything, but that added hassle for people was not not fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, they had to take a whole entire Toys R Us exclusive off the shelf.
Yeah.
Because of issues with it. So, Skyland Imaginators, arguably the best in the series. But it's definitely the best they've had in a while. And they came out strong. So, I mean, it's hopefully good news for the future of it. Hopefully that it has a good start, good refoundation for them. Again, the figures, best designs I've had in a while. I mean, I have a couple here. I mean, I just have Crash Bandicoot here. But again, we were kind of critical about the bases at first, so it's kind of a laissez-faire approach to it. But they turned out really, really nice. But no paint job issues. Remember, supercharged, everything like that. So been doing good. They created. I mean, not only they didn't really have a gimmick per se this year, but in fact they did two things. I mean, you got to play as villains finally, and you got to create your own Skylanders character,
right. Which is something they've been working for 6 years for.
Right, and you got to 3D print them. Although it's not fully, you can't. I mean, it's not really adding bonus points for it. But we got the TV show this year tying into it. So
the game itself was fun. It was fun to play. It felt good. And unlike previous years with Skylanders, I don't remember a lot of people, if any, complaining about any aspect of it. You know, last year it was like with Superchargers. Like the whole big thing was like the races and everything, but you could never find anybody online to race against if you could even connect online. Like that whole big thing was just, non-existent, unfortunately. But Imagineers just kind of kept it basic, and it's like, hey, we're just going to put out a fun Skylanders game that works, and it did.
Yeah, so some people love the decision, some people hate, but we had all new. Obviously, the villains were, but all new. Sensei, we didn't have any repeats of it. I mean, some people loved and hated that decision, but I mean, again, something new to try. Top to bottom, a very polished game. But yeah, same thing. Like if there's anything to complain about, it has to be that you just don't like the genre. But if you like Skylanders games, there's really very few. It'd be pretty nitpicky, to complain about something. So
sure. It was just good top to bottom. Again, Lego Dimensions, just with the problems that they had with the toys, with like the whole download system and how to actually bring in new content, save files being deleted with the new content, the numerous patches that had to happen in order to kind of make it work. Some people still have problems with it. All that aside, all of the new franchises that they brought in, all of the new characters, the new ideas that they implemented with the story packs and everything, fantastic. And it has me so excited for Lego Dimensions 2, like the next full game that they're going to develop, because, this was, a placeholder year for them to put out a new game, and it had its issues, but it still had a lot of fun playing them. But, Skylanders put out a full polished game top to bottom that worked as advertised, and it was kind of an easy decision when it came down to it.
Yeah, I mean, shout out again, like mentions. I will argue, although it's a minor detail, the best decision they made was making every pack, every figure had something exclusive to that figure, because we were getting some repeats from other Lego packs that are available, just in normal Lego sets. But you get something extra added to it. I mean, there's some controversy as far as story pack pricing. Some people are saying it's only so expensive because it includes the bricks. But again, it's like I mentioned, it's part of it. But it's enjoyable. Really a great time. Excited to see what season 3 does. I'm hoping it's a Disney Infinity issue where they push season 2 out there, but they're in the back ready to pump out season 3 all along. So we'll see. Time to finish strong.
Absolutely. That leads us to our final category of the night. The most disputed, the hardest to decide category that we had by far. Not even close. Like last year we had a hard time with the game of the year, right? It came down to Disney Infinity and Lego Dimensions, and we went back and forth for what felt like forever trying to decide. And it could have went either way between those two. This category, while we resolved it maybe a little bit quicker, I feel it was between 3, definitely, that either one of these three could have easily walked away with the trophy. So, picking it was so difficult. But this category is the Toys to Life figures of the year.
Yeah, so we have Disney Infinity, Skylanders Imaginators, Lego Dimensions, Amiibo, and Beast of Balance.
That's right. Vince, are you ready to open the final envelope of the night?
I am ready. Are you
We're all
guys
ready.
ready?
I'm ready.
We're all ready.
Hold on to your butts.
So the award for Toys to Life figures of the year goes to
Get your pitchforks ready.
Disney Infinity.
Disney Infinity.
When it came down to it, it was pretty much a three-way tie between Disney Infinity, Skylanders Imaginators, and Amiibo.
Yep.
We went round and round.
Round and round. We sat there. We each had our initial guess. We were like, this. And then, you were like, I could cross off this one. I was like, but then remember they released this. Oh, shoot, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm ready to cross off this. And you'd be like, but what about them? I'm like, gosh darn it. To go down the list there, you said, Lego Dimensions, again, they've been great adding stuff in. It's hard. It's hard for them to compete in this category. Has nothing to do with the Lego minifigures. They've been working for however many years, and they're not going to change it, and that's fine. Yeah. They're kind of stuck. But
two knocks against the Lego Dimensions figures this year.
Yeah.
One, the ring that Sonic the Hedgehog is holding.
Sure.
Two, the lack of a briefcase with Newt Scamander.
Oh, absolutely. They should have lost for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went through Amiibo. We're like, okay, they did great. We're sitting there like, well, what did they do? But then Boo Glow in the Dark, the Wolf Link Amiibo, the Splatoon Squid Sisters having the glowing pieces on that. The Zelda line looked great. The new line that came out. Shovel Knight, for being a third-party thing, was great. So those, that was hard on that, because initially, like I told you, I was like, yeah, but they just had the Animal Crossing, because I'm like, oh shoot, no, there was a bunch of extra stuff. Ryu looked great. Roy looked good,
amazing.
And then go on
Kirby
to
line.
the Kirby line was great. Going to Skylanders,
But it also had Waluigi, which was like, ugh.
Skylanders, best figures of the series. They went
Easily.
back to making them big.
Yeah.
Again, we all criticized that base choice. Didn't think of that, but we think it worked out for them. No paint issues at all.
No.
They look lively. They look animated. You can tell.
It's not 2016, but look at that thing. Look at that thing.
Great detail on all of them. Great job on that. And then Disney Infinity ended out on top. They were the best figures designed of the series by far. They continue to push them off. The thing, like we said there, like at the end of the day, Disney Infinity is going to be the one you would show off to people. We said it's kind of a knock because Skylanders like, look at this. People are like, cool.
They're like, what is that?
Yeah.
If they're not familiar.
That's a great, weird, clear dude has 4 ninja stars. Cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, dang, that looks exactly like Alice. Or, dang, look at that Dory figure. Or Baloo. Everything like that.
And while it wasn't fair, I think we both kind of also gave them bonus points for the figures that would have been.
Sure.
Spider-Gwen, Doctor Strange, the Rogue One figures. Like, we were just imagining, like, the Peter Pan. Like, there were so many good figures on their way that, we just won't see, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry, I was correcting the chat.
Sure.
But yeah, like I said, and I was saying, because we had the argument, because we said, can we count those? Because there's some that were done.
Yeah.
Like Peter Pan specifically. Yeah. Spider-Gwen was done-ish, Doctor Strange was done-ish. And like I said,
and the premium figures.
Yeah, right. And if Spider-Gwen would have came out, done.
Yeah.
But so it's like all those things, like it was hard. So what can we talk about? What we ended up doing?
Yeah.
Sit there and
But like once we got to the point where we're just like, yeah, Disney Infinity just like killed it with figures, and they would say, yeah, but Amiibo did too, and yeah, but Skylanders easily best figures they've put out ever.
Right.
Like they are so flawless in everything. Like we just kept going around this giant circle.
Yeah, so we sat there and I was like, I told Josh, I'm like, let's split it 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and give it all three because like I'm stuck. I don't think we're ever gonna go in there. And then I sat there and I'm thinking like, how can we break this? And I'm like, we'll have to get somebody impartial who knows them all, and had to pull him in. Literally texted Ken at the last second. Was like, Ken, are you like Josh? Like, are you available? He's like, yeah, I'll be on in 5. Put him in there, give him no context whatsoever. Logged in Tuesday night. We're like, told him like, he's like, we've seen the results. He's like, yeah, I'll pull him up right now. No. We're like, we be as impartial as possible.
Yeah.
And looked at it all. And he sat there and talked and said same thing. Like he just feels like Disney Infinity would be the one that he'd want to show off the most. And again, Ken was. I mean, he's unbiased. Everybody has bias, but he says he loves the Skylanders games, but he loves all the games. He's just as much as we are.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those we need a tiebreaker, and he was like, as much as I love Skylanders, think it's the best one. Think Disney just killed it, and so we're like, all right, that's that then.
Man, it was tough.
So
tough. That's the award show.
That's the award show.
That's it.
Second annual Toys for Games Awards are over. They are done. We have given away all the awards. We have made some nights. We have made some folks cry. Sorry, Shopkins Inquirer. Other than that, though, it's been a fun night. It really has. And more importantly than that, it's been a fun 2 years. It honestly, truly has. It's incredible to think that sitting here 2 years ago to the day, we were starting a little podcast just to talk about Amiibo and the hype revolving around them. We've grown so much. The community has grown so much. It's been an incredible journey. Can't wait for more. Honestly, can't. Vince, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful.
Yeah, maybe show up, more than once a year next time.
Hey, maybe I'll just start living here. Don't live here. It's fine. I'll help you take a tree down. It's fine.
Somebody needs to. Thank you to all of our sponsors, our executive producers, George Torres, Devin Lachinsky, James Holian, Matt Sonnenberg, Christopher Long from Long's Toys, Evan, the Lone Goldfish, Michael O'Driscoll.
I was like Michael O'Driscoll.
Yeah, yep. He was on the tip of my tongue. Michael O'Driscoll, and am I forgetting anybody else? I think that's it. But more importantly than that, thank you to everybody in our community, all the listeners, everybody that follows us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, listens to our shows, anybody that's a part of this family that we have here. Thank you so much. Jason, where can people find you at?
Do you want to end with a little tease of things to come?
I think I do.
So I always want to say it's in the works. Talk to Josh about the Zero Night. This coming February, each Saturday night, get ready. If you have not unlocked Disney Infinity achievements or trophies for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, did I already say that one?
Yes.
4.
And PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Get ready. Working on something here. I'm going to work with some other Disney Infinity fan sites, community, stuff like that. We're going to have each Saturday night. Play night, each console each night, or one console each night, all 3 games, a new game each hour. Get ready to knock out those online achievements that you might be missing before the servers go offline in March. So if you're still missing those achievements, get ready to go. I'll try to get the details out here as soon as I can. I will be working on that pretty much this weekend. But it's going to be an exciting time. Excited for that. So look forward to that. If it's something that you are looking forward to. So get ready to handle all those, get all those achievements ready to go, and then we'll have a good time.
Yes. So Adam in the chat asked about Wii U. Yes, there would be people wanting to play the Wii U version, but we're specifically doing this for the achievements and the trophies. Since Wii U doesn't have any sort of achievement system like that, it's not as necessary as the other consoles are, just for those final ones for people to do cleanup. So
yeah. So
yeah.
Ken doesn't know this yet, but Ken, I'm going to need your help a lot for this. I reached out to some other fan sites as well. So little teaser that to come hopefully soon, but more details to come on that in the future.
Yeah. And honestly, like, if we want to set up a Wii U night, we might do it like maybe not on a Saturday night, just for anybody out there that wants to play. But the main focus is going to be getting those final achievements and trophies. So,
yep.
Anyways,
but yeah, if you want to follow me personally, head to twitter.com/JasonInquires. Instagram, Jason Inquires. Also, for YouTube and Facebook, you can always sit over there. Toys Life-centric accounts of Brick Inquirer and Skylanders Inquirer.
You could find me personally on Twitter at The Noise. Be sure to follow the show at Toys for Games. Website is, of course, toysforgames.com. If you'd like to email us, podcast at toysforgames.com. Facebook group is facebook.com/groups/toysforgames. And then our Patreon page where you could go over there and support us and what we're doing here. Patreon.com/toysforgames. Thank you all for an incredible show. I'm going to get these suckers sent out. These are going to be sitting on shelves across the world. And I'm so excited for that. Jason, thank you for an amazing 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Vince, thank you for making sure Jason has kept to this for 2 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Even on the outside, like, I feel like your presence is with us every time we record. So, thank you to everybody out there watching that was in the chat room. If you're just listening to this after the fact, thank you for everything that you do for us. And until next time, happy hunting, collectors.